It's okay. Off your mind, it's okay. Off your mind,
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun Diary Politico, Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun Diary Politico, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun Diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun Diary Politico, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. This man not the off in mind, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Aha. Now you not done here, all these bad politicians, them we call themselves politicians. When they thief our money, we no want make the common man get waiting supposed get for this country. Una never hear something. Now go hear one, Maiyegun, you go show na paper. Maiyegun Diary Politico. So my people make you shout, oh, yo.
My name is Nnamdi Kanu, and the reason why we're here today is to protest the killing of innocent women and children, and men for that matter, all over Nigeria, especially in the northern part of Nigeria. We are not happy, we are not pleased with what is happening, and that is why we're here today. As you can see, there are a lot of Nigerians who are protesting about the killing of families, people who are determined to tear the country apart violently, and it is not something that we support. It is not something that we would like to see continue, and we are here today to send a clear message to the Nigerian government through the High Commissioner that what is happening in the country is unacceptable, and we cannot accept it. If that continues, it will lead to the violent disintegration of the country. There will be no more Nigeria for anyone to go to. There will be no Nigeria for anyone to refer to. In fact, what is happening in Somalia today will be like a tea party. So we cannot allow this nonsense to continue. Something has to be done, and the consequences of the actions of terrorism in Nigeria must be driven home to the people, so that even the terrorists themselves will be able to understand that there is no mileage in where they're going. The only thing they can accomplish is the breakup of Nigeria. If they think that they can cower people, if they think they can force people to be coerced into a religion which is not theirs, then they are clearly mistaken. We are asking for peace. We are asking for people to get together. We are asking for everybody who loves Nigeria, who is associated with that country, to please prevail upon terrorism in Nigeria so we can bring.
Hello there. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live. Thank you very much for joining me. And if you have taken your time, or if you haven't, I would advise you should read the caption of the broadcast, read the description of the broadcast as well, which means that just go deeper to have an idea, the knowledge of what we're going to talk about tonight. But the top on the shelf tonight is the very important public alarm that should be raised over the health of Nnamdi Kanu. You should be aware. I know. Merry Christmas, by the way.
Lórí Facebook. Lórí YouTube.
Thank you very much for joining me. We have so much to cover tonight, and there are some clips that are also going to play in between the conversation. So let's get down to it. A few days ago, there is this alarm raised by the by the legal team of Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the IPOB. Now, they have been raising so many concerns before now until they presented something that actually raised serious concern. And you should know about it. In fact, they are raising not just concern, they are raising questions. And I'll lay them bare for you tonight. Nnamdi Kanu was arrested, or should I say from the beginning, was kidnapped. Because, according to Nigeria, he brought in some broadcasting equipment into Nigeria to start broadcasting Radio Biafra, which, according to Nigeria, is tantamount to treasonable felony. So they locked him up for years. Well, for over 2 years. Then finally, at some point, they came to reality that, well, this is going to come back to bite them eventually. So they processed a sort of, a free way so that they could stage an assassination on him. So he was given a temporary relief by the court on bail. He was meant to return back to that same court like a month or so before the Nigerian government mobilized their military. They invaded his community. They killed 28 young people that day, including the family dog. So Nnamdi Kanu, managed to escape the assassins who were sent to kill him and kill anything that moves. Now, this is probably no longer so visible to those who have been fed with so much propaganda that has brought in so much confusion that you see today. But the facts, you see, lies, facts, or should I say lies and truth. One thing about them is this: lies can change, but the truth will remain. And you can always meet it in the same position that it is without changing any form. So they had no evidence to present, to prosecute him and jail him, even though many of you one Nigerianist. That is exactly what you would want. A lot of you, many of your personal egos or whatever it is were bruised with Nnamdi Kanu's utterances. But was he saying anything against the law? Was he saying anything criminal? Criminal? Illegal? Even as terrible as Nigeria's system is, was he saying anything illegal? Then the court should decide. So the people who wanted him, who wanted to shut him up forever, they don't believe in their own court, in their own legal system. Now, they staged an assassination. He escaped. Now, they declared him wanted. Now, here is where the whole thing gets interesting. They staged so many other clandestine, operations to set the stage for the genocide in eastern Nigeria. I have spoken a lot about all of this. But if you go back to their courts, which ordinarily should interpret their law and punish anybody who goes against it, their own lawyers, including the Attorney General of Nigeria, Malamu. So that's your court. Those are your judges. I mean, this is your system. This is your law. Prosecute him. So they staged an international manhunt for him without telling anybody. Now, when they kidnapped him, they failed the international, that same international sort of, ethic or so that Nigeria personally belonged to. They broke all of them just to kidnap a man that they ordinarily they will tell you is nobody, is just a noise maker. Just because of he's making this noise and all of that. But they had to stage that, including killing hundreds, if not thousands, of young men and women in eastern Nigeria. Now they got him. According to them, they presented him to their court. He defeated them there. So where else do you want to take him to? I mean, even in the face of war, if you are fighting war, where two countries are trying to like exterminate one another, there is also a sort of a convention that allows for those who are caught and called the prisoners of war to at least be treated humanely. Your court severally told the Daura Secret Service, who had the resources to track Nnamdi Kanu all over the world, because they are so scared that he is more dangerous than the terrorists who are like killing and murdering people in northern Nigeria today. Like as if to say we are not all witnesses to all these happenings. Now, if you say go to court and defend him, he is already in court defending himself. He defended himself, defeated the entire system, the entire establishment. Now, in shame, they won't let him go. They are provoking the Biafrans to pick up arms so that whatever good, all the good will that they enjoy all over the world, they can then be tagged terrorist group. This has been the lifelong dream of these rogues, the terrorists in government in Nigeria, and they are ready to kill as many as possible, including if just anything that could spark the genocide. They are running out of time, I believe. But listen, their own DSS did a test. They denied him access to his medicals. They denied him access to so many things that are ordinarily should a little bit elevate his own spirit in a way, even when he shouldn't even be there in the first place. So they took all of that away. But their own Daura Secret Service Hospital said they did a test, and indeed, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has some serious medical condition that needs urgent medical attention. So keeping him there, denying him all of that, is for what purpose? To what end exactly? To kill him, so that they can actually trigger what they have been waiting for. the official second genocide of the people of Igbo land. And it's so unfortunate, right? A lot of conversation has been going on around this. How much, according to the Igbo one Nigerianist, they believe that asking for Biafra right now, in fact, not now, is injurious to their survivor in Nigeria. And Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB, they are not helping the Igbos to be sort of, relevant in Nigeria. So, what happened? They are comfortable with all the illegality too. So when you now say to what end is probably seeing him dead would bring to those who celebrated that they are denying him that same legal right that Nigeria is using, they claim to be using to hold the name. Now listen, look at this report. I'm going to try and read them out in part so that we can use some keywords there, right? Somebody wrote this. In fact, let me see the other part so that we can see the signature of right. Now, look at this person, right? Sifine Okorochukwu, director of this hospital. Now, according to their report, they said this medical opinion concerning Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is based on my review of 2 medical documents which were given to me by Barrister Aloy Ejimako for the purpose of my rendering my medical opinion on the documents. Now, the documents are 1, a medical report dated 15th of March, since March 2022, signed by Dr. Adebimpe Hemo of Department of State Medical Center. The second one, laboratory report spanning several tests attached to the above medical report. Now, this person is now reviewing this, giving his own view. He said, having considered the above, I came to the following conclusion. The patient has concentric left ventricular hypertrophy with, tricuspid valve regurgitation. That is a heart valve. In their attached reports to the court, see paragraph 3 of the medical report dated 15th of March as evidence. Number 2, the patient is suffering from hypokalemia, low serum potassium, 3.0 mmol, that's medical quote, right? As revealed in, So now, tricuspid valve regurgitation, which is a defect of the heart valve with ventricular hypertrophy, is a life-threatening condition with the following complications: sudden death from a heart attack, pulmonary hypertension, heart failure, atrial fibrillation of, cardiac cirrhosis, ascites, thrombus formation, and embolization. I don't know what that means, but sounds serious, very serious. Now, the only treatment for tricuspid valve regurgitation is internal heart surgery for tricuspid valve replacement. Hypokalemia, low serum potassium. That's potassium is critical to the proper functioning of the nerve and muscle cells, particularly heart muscle cells. A very low potassium level, less than 2.5 mmol/L, can be life-threatening and requires urgent medical attention. However, let me see if I can take down this other part, right? Said, however, the combination of tricuspid valve regurgitation, left ventricular hypertrophy, and hypokalemia makes the prognosis or the outcome to be poor if there is no urgent surgical intervention in a specialist center with excellent capacity. It's not just anywhere. A center with excellent capacity. A patient requires urgent surgical internal heart surgery intervention for tricuspid valve, heart valve replacement. The cause of the hypokalemia needs to be established for adequate management because of the heart valve insufficiency. Pink Rose Hospital Limited. Whom are here? Who are I mean the those allowed to carry out the test or review based on the tests carried out even by the Daura Secret Service themselves. Nnamdi Kanu is British. Ordinarily, he would have never missed his medical appointment, his regular medical checkup. He doesn't even have to pay for them, right? Now, Nigeria decided for over a year now, nearly a year and a half, or even over a year and a half, more than 19 months now, locked him up, denied him that check. And then you ask for, to what end and for what purpose? That's the question you pick out of that. Because if anything should happen to him, nobody should tell you that it's an accident. It is deliberate. They are holding him despite their own courts, freeing and releasing him. They are making young men and women disappear in eastern Nigeria. Even though it might sound like it's quiet, but it's never been quiet. People have never shut up demanding that the right thing should be done, even in the face of the terror that Nigeria is unleashing on them. Women, most especially.
Yeah, here is today is 30th November 2022. This is Biafran women. They are preparing to protest against illegal detention of Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. As you can see, Biafran women come out en mass to protest against the illegal detention of their leader, Nnamdi Kanu. Recall that appeal courts in Abuja have asked the federal government to release Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally. Likewise, Federal High Court, Umuahia, have given the order that Nnamdi Kanu should be returned to Kenya, where the federal government adopted him illegally. As you can see, they are preparing to protest against this illegal detention of their leader, Nnamdi.
And they did protest. So when I said he defeated them in their own courts, even their own court said, we can't touch him. You can't try him anywhere. Like normally, even if they try to force you to do their bidding, the moment you open it, you are just going to be, as a judge, you are likely going to be jeopardizing, I believe, all the years you have put into your own legal profession and then being a judge and all of that. So many of them are now advising, the best thing you can do now, just return him back to Kenya, okay, where you got him. Do the right thing, all the right paperwork that shows that they handed him over to you. And they picked him up there. Their legal system show all that processes, right? The procedure of extraditing somebody, okay? And if you can do that, that's the time you can then try him. It doesn't mean that you are going to find him any guilty, but that's the time you are going to be able to try him. If you take him anywhere. So now they are waiting on Supreme Court to pick a date on all of these judgments that they have nowhere to run to. Yeah, the women did protest. Here is another part.
Demanding for the release of our son, Nnamdi Kanu. The great Biafran women are on the move on a peaceful march in Aba, Abia State, demanding for the release, the unconditional release of their son, Nnamdi Kanu. The Nigerian federal government said they don't have enough facilities
to take care of him. So our mothers are out here in the city of Aba, demanding for his unconditional release, for them to take care of him, for them to take care of him by themselves, since they doesn't have enough facilities to take care of him. As you can see, they are out in their mass, they are out in their numbers to demand for the release of their son, Nnamdi Kanu.
Yes. If you can't take care of him, why are you keeping him? Your court says, let him go. You are still holding him because you're so scared. God knows why. Because of the atrocities they have committed. So does killing him going to take all of that away or wash that away? No, it's going to create more vibrant, more grounded, and possibly more violent groups who are now going to see that you did this. We've seen what you have done to him. And none of us is going to ever allow you to do that. You know what I mean? So you are never going to just kill him and then, holding him has created more instability. You have seen that, even though that is what they want or they wanted all the time. So what does that tell you that killing him? What does that tell you? It's just going to make it even worse. But the point is that they prepared. The women were asking. They said, obey the court order. I think this is the part.
This is Anambra State women. They were protesting to release Nnamdi Kanu, that the Malami must obey Nigerian court order. They must obey the Nigerian court order. This is Anambra State media reporting.
Obey the court order. But you know something? Talking about the escalation of the insecurity after they kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu, set up a different criminal group, including Ebubeagu, that has made it their onerous mandate to track down the Eastern Security Network, which actually was the bane of the reaction of doing everything to wipe Nnamdi Kanu out, whatever it's going to take. So they are the full soldiers of those who actually sponsored the kidnapping of Nnamdi Kanu, the Igbo political elite. Or are the Igbos safer now? Of course they are not. Because in the last few days, I can tell you this, the people of Amufu, that is Amufu, have been picking up bodies of their loved ones who got caught in their own vulnerability as the coward Fulani terrorists continue to invade Enugu repeatedly without any fight back. Now, we have seen that, and we have seen that those who wanted the indigenous people to stop demanding for Biafra, or in fact, demanding for the protection for the people of Biafra land, are currently, in a way, so quiet, especially with what has been happening in Hamufu. I'll show you some, and I hope you help me plead with YouTube not to strike us. I just have to show you what it looks like. Hamufu.
This morning, my mom for the Charade, the next night here, Kuba, Natapa, Jubazie, or seen a side the Benebo, I seen a Dini be Benebo, all those side, in the best of Sophia, na hancha bofucha na abani. Now, one ada, boarding on a bonada, no bonade, make it the bonana. Ebwenada, yesterday night. When I see her, no hopa, the think I don't know, call a communicate with another. Mbonada, that place yesterday, made them, everybody, they vacate. We are about for China, Banyawa. Cast no real the KB 11-12. Now, Zube mom, you conquer her, Zube Emeka, Emmanuel now, corriging. And I look moto, that's not like two persons be for hozia ha ruru about 20 something she azeba na awofia ịghọtago so na since na onwe nke ejide n'obodo ụmụ na-akpọ side be Ọsọfịa the man kpọ ogologo ahụ ọnụ tofu gbasị ya kedu ebe isi bịa gịnị ka ị na-achọ ebe ọkpọ afa kọntrị o si bịa.
I'm going to stop the video. I'm sorry, like, it was very gory. That's what it looks like. But I can show you the aftermath and somebody, narrating what really happened in these communities where over 60 people have been killed in the last 4 weeks or so now. Hahamufu in Enugu by the Fulani terrorist. Take a look at this one.
Yeah, today is 25th December 2022. This is one of the shop in Igbo Iyamufu community. According to the report, they say that when Fulani herdsmen invaded this place, they broke this shop and bring out the goose in it and burn the goose here. This is where they burn the goose. So we are giving you this report in order to tell you the situation on ground. So that's what is happening here in Iyamufu community in Enugu State. So we are going inside in order to give you more reports on how Fulani herdsmen destroyed many properties here. Yeah, this is one of the Amaku glass. Fulani herdsmen broke this glass. As you can see it. Look at this one. Look at this one here. The Fulani herdsmen broke the glass. So that's the havoc Fulani herdsmen have caused in this community. So according to reports we gathered so far, the owner of this building has been killed by Fulani herdsmen. This is Igbo in Ihiamufu community. So that's how ugly the situation is. The owner of this building have been killed by these Fulani terrorists. So we are showing you in order for you to know the havoc Fulani herdsmen are causing in this community, in Igbo Ihamufu community, in Isu local government, Isuzo local government area in Enugu State. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, brother. It was very, very informative and then very useful. Eha Amufu. I think that's the right pronunciation. And the surrounding communities. Majority of them have vacated their communities because these are repeated attacks. And there is no one coming to their defense. No one from the Nigeria security forces. You are on your own. Maybe you want Biafra. They will kill everybody. Will kill all of you. Who are you asking to come and defend you? I mean, so the Fulanis have the freeway, armed to the teeth. And let me tell you something. What somebody told us, how they operate. They have 4 sets of them. Just what I'm about to describe for you now. Okay. I want you to pay attention so that you can imagine it, okay? They said that whenever these Fulani terrorists are attacking, no, it's not all of them that are carrying AK-47, okay? So they have 4 different sets that goes for that attack. And when they are going, they go in their hundreds. That is what form all the formation, okay? And the target area they are going to, these are areas they must have surveyed, like, do some surveillance on for weeks. They don't just wake up and choose any place randomly. No, they don't. Okay. So when they are going, the ones with AK-47, right? They will be in the front. The ones with cutlasses, swords, and then clubs, like sticks, all that. Those ones will be next. Then the ones that are carrying, fuel and lighter, those ones will be at the last. Then those, right, who are going to take stock, control them as they are going, and direction they will tell them, go left, go right, go front. In that operation, they will come last. So the ones with guns, when they enter a community and they start shooting, when people start running, those who get shot but not dead, still struggling, the ones with clubs, swords, cutlasses, they will finish them off by macheting them and doing that barbaric, horrible, violent killing. The ones after them will begin to set the properties of the people that are running away from their homes. They will begin to set them ablaze, including if there are people in those houses. And those who sustain gun injury, gunshot wounds, crawling, not dead yet, as they are being macheted, they are setting them ablaze as well. This is the gory scene they will leave behind. Things that when you come back, you are likely not going to recognize your own family member who has become a victim of the attack. And this is exactly what they want to leave in your memory when you think about them. So those who have experienced them, the trauma, God, can best be imagined. Just imagine the trauma for surviving that. Coming back to see 4 members of your family slaughtered, butchered, burnt. For what? So, how do you live with that trauma? This is exactly exactly why they want Nnamdi Kanu dead. It is not because he is any big threat to them as a person. He is a big threat to them because of what he carries. You see that message he carries that resonates with a lot of people, right? If people get connected to them, pick them up, and bold enough to face all the things that they have been made never to attempt to even challenge, then that will bring an end to what you see today as Nigeria. That's a big one. And it is powerful than guns, powerful than bombs. So he said, they are coming to kill you. They will kill us. They will kill us so much that their defenders, their backers, their funders, the people that actually, their sponsor, because they are in government, they will protect them and you will do nothing. He said that. And they are happening, my dear brothers and sisters. It's just that they are not just happening in Igbo land, they're happening everywhere. But not everyone is speaking out. Let's go back to Hiamufu again. What happened?
Yeah, here is Ibo Bridge, where so many of our people were killed. Ibo is in Hiamufu, in Enugu State. So this is the bridge where Fulani herdsmen attack many of our people and kill them. So as you can see, this is the bridge. This is the bridge. According to information we gathered so far, so many of our people were killed here in this bridge, even around this river. So many of them were killed and their body were recovered around these houses. So as you can see, no one is around here. This will tell you how serious it is in this community after the Fulani herdsmen invaded this place and killed so many of our people for no just cause, in order to take over their land, in order to Islamize, in order to conquer them. So as you can see, today is 25th December 2022. As you all know that every 25th December in Igbo land, people used to come back for the season in order to visit their village and stay in a few days before going back from where they based. So, but so far we have not seen anybody around this axis. This is the situation on ground. Yeah. Thank you very much. This is Umuchukwu Writers reporting to you live in Igbo Iyamufu community.
Thank you. So just picture when they tell you IPOB this, IPOB that, and they are keeping this away from you because of the propaganda of you seeing what they want you to see. When you pay attention very well and you really see and pay attention to the whole picture, you probably will get to see why the Igbos are the most endangered species or the endangered ethnic nationalities nationality in Nigeria today. Most endangered. None of us is actually spared anyway, but most endangered. I guess something that popped up earlier today. It was the Sheikh Osama bin Gumi. And he said that if you are a Muslim and a Northerner and you want peace, you are advised never to vote for people who are promising to come and fight bandits. Those people they don't have interest in peace. Vote for people who are ready to come and negotiate with the bandits and give them all they want for peace to reign in Nigeria. And he didn't say give the, he said that are ready to negotiate with our people for peace to reign. He advised them today. I may not understand Larubawa. Sure you get. Some of you do, and some of us actually do, right? And I've interpreted this already. But in his own word, though, listen to this.
To cikin 'yan takarar nan ina bin lafazin su na ga lafazin wa'yansu suna jiran wai kawai a ba su mulki ne su ƙara makamai da za a mulkushe mayakanmu a cikin daji, mutanenmu a cikin daji. Shi ne kawai. Alhali muna so a sawo shugaban da zai zo a zauna da shi a fahimtar da shi a kira mutanen na a yi musu abin da ya kamata a yi musu don mu samu mai zaman lafiya.
So this is just few days after the Kaduna massacre again, Southern Kaduna attack. I saw 40 people slaughtered and killed in a single day by the Fulani terrorists that they want to pretend to be called bandits. I think was there, and then he made some to sympathize with them in Southern Kaduna. But do you know that just a day after the massacre, El Rufaya was in Kaduna to give staff of office to an emir that has been appointed for them there in Southern Kaduna a day after the massacre. Well, I think
our country, security of every part of this country is paramount for us. There must be security before anything else. So we vow to continue to make sure that we restore security to every nook and cranny of this country. Having said that, we are in solidarity with you, and we are also in mourning with you for the loss of your citizens in the last 24 to 48 hours. May their souls rest in peace. And we want to assure you, Your Royal Highness, that as far as security is concerned, it is one of our foremost policy agenda in our forthcoming elections.
So probably that's the new emir, so to say. But again, while all of that are happening, right, those who are actually like physical backers of these terrorists, we call them terrorist sympathizers. Somebody said, Maiyegun, did you hear where Sheikh Osama bin Gumi said he knows all of the locations of the terrorists? But it's not going to really, I mean, and he said that Nigeria government, they know all of the locations of the terrorists. And Nigeria government also know what the terrorists want. So why don't Nigeria just give it to them? That is Sheikh Osama bin Gumi. He is their spokesperson. You know what I'm talking about. Those who are coming to normalize terrorists as part of you, a way of showing your own grievance, like killing people because you wanted their, I don't know, their land, money, whatever. There is actually a set of clips I'm going to share with you from Al-Mustafa. Some of you must have seen them on Brekete. I'll share them with you, where he decided to give a different perspective to all of this terrorism act we are seeing in Nigeria today. Why are the Fulani terrorists, as you have seen them, armed to the teeth, going everywhere, committing all these crimes? Some as, excuse me, the federal government of Nigeria is saying that they needed to give them land to have peace. So Al-Mustafa said, no, it's not about land. Come on, are you that dumb? If you are talking about oil, what do you call it? The degradation of the environment in Niger Delta, don't you know that it's all deliberate? I mean, he said so many things, and I'm going to share them with you at some point. But yeah, terrorists and terrorist sympathizers openly defending the terrorists. Now, take a look at this. Let me see if I still have that picture. There is this image, a collection of them, right? Released by the JT. This is not Nigeria release, the Nigerian soldier, Nigerian army. This is like, if to say the same accorded privilege that northern Nigeria enjoys is what the southern Nigeria enjoys, right? You see the group of people who put out this information. They are the JTF, civilian JTF. So what is civilian JTF? These are the local hunters, volunteers who have seen the ruins and destruction brought about by terrorism in their different communities in northern Nigeria. Sure you get. So they formed a vigilante group. And not like us in Yoruba land, I have a vigilante group called Amotekun, but they are not allowed to carry any gun. And then the Eastern Security Network, not allowed to carry any gun. They have been hunted and caught terrorists by Ebubeagu that are given guns, not to look for terrorists that are killing people, but to look for their fellow Igbo men and women that are chasing terrorists. It's a long story, but now let's go back to this. You see the group that put out this information and picture. These are the people who knows the terrorists, that they are faced. So they call them wanted. They printed these images and they shared them. That even if Nigeria is making deal with them, if they see them one-on-one at death because of what they have done. Now, look at all these faces. These are supposed to be the faces. If to say Nigeria is a country where everybody is sharing this information to protect one another, for the safety of one another, not for the hunting of one another, right? Maybe, just maybe, there would have been more lists, longer than this, of all of the terrorists that are camouflaging across Nigeria, including southern Nigeria. Some of them have relocated to southern Nigeria, carrying out the same terrorist operation. But look at these locals in northern Nigeria. They are never going to pretend that they are doing anything in favor of the northern Nigeria. So it doesn't matter the deal the politicians are making with them. If they meet them, they will shoot and kill them. There's no two-way to it. That's what they said. But Sheikh Osama bin Gumi disagrees. Why should you? They are fighting for their right. What right? Which right? Now let's take a tour. It's a very tiny one. Where Al-Mustafa, don't get carried away. Don't get so, don't love up. Don't start feeling like, oh, of course he's going to be saying some certain things, but don't take everything for what, he says, okay? You can use them as pinpoint to check further, which is what I did before I decided to share this conversation with you. They are so real. And like I said, the system, the elite, are kind of worried of the looming hand to all this madness, or the renewal of same and the conquering of the rest of all the people who have disagreed with the system, so to say. You remember this guy?
At other people, they blame others to divert attention from their incompetence. The primary responsibility of any government is to provide security. They have failed woefully. Instead of focusing on it, they are blaming people. Who is behind the abduction? Who is behind terrorism in APC? You are the government. You have security agencies. You have intelligence agencies. You have the army. You have the police. We have courts. What are you waiting for? And then what are they waiting for?
There have also been accusations that you are the party APC, being the biggest opposition party so far in Nigeria, as we speak right now, is taking advantage or exploring advantage of the fact that there's terrorist crisis in the country, and you're exploring that.
Why should
you score political points?
What is we are in opposition? Are we supposed to let a government that has become so incompetent will be praising them and say that, oh, terrorism is happening, Jonathan is doing nothing, well done, Jonathan? Are we supposed to do that? We are in opposition. Our job is to look at even good things that they are doing and say they are not doing it well. That is the job of opposition. So we have no apologies for pointing out to Nigerians that.
He's so right. But that was 7 years ago, before the shoes arrived on their own feet, and they started blaming just everyone, everything, anything but themselves. The insecurity has escalated. The killings has escalated. A lot of the people are worried that it is a sort of a state-sponsored terrorism to take over their indigenous land. But if it's about land, why should you kill for land? Why? And I think that is where Al-Mustafa comes in. Pay attention to this, what he has to say. And every second of this clip, every second of this clip, the right to it belongs to the Brekete family. This is for educational purposes. Now listen to this. Let's begin to take them one after the other, right?
Hospital. In fact, Niger Delta, let me tell you one of the little homework we have done, out of numerous that you are aware of.
What escalated insecurity in Nigeria? Is it about land? Is it about power? Is it about money? Is it about ethnicity also? Is it about religion? Are all of these just the front for the main reason why we are being exterminated, why more people are being harmed, and no single arrest made, and more people are being killed, chased out of their land, more areas, environment are being degraded? Why? Is it just, is it about power control? This is why I want to share this with you. Let's start again.
Hospital. In fact, Niger Delta, let me tell you one of the little homework we have done, out of numerous that you are aware of. You know spillage that you see in Niger Delta?
This oil spillage is
deliberate.
It's deliberate.
It's a game. Let me tell you what it is. You know these rubber plants, the plants,
yes,
is harder coming from water, correct?
Yes.
Once there is spillage and it stays beyond a month, part of it becomes rotten and hardened. And then when money is paid for environmental cleaning, that plant in itself that is soft in oil, they will now take it along. No, take it along. And when it is now regrilled, refiltered, is the best energy for nuclear plants. So that is to say, environmental degradation, environmental pollution is an investment at the expense of our mothers, at the expense of our fishermen in South, at the expense of their health. And who has ever spoken about this? I'm sure you never heard of this.
Are we getting educated? Yes. Are we getting educated?
Yes, sir.
That's why some of us, I know I'm a northerner, and I know how much we invested in getting to know the ills and the abuses against our people. In South, there are many people unconsciously are being used against the environment. Little money, weapons, drinks. everything goes. But they are killing the country. They are killing the family. Look at the health. Go to Port Harcourt. Take your bath.
Come out and see.
Come out. 10 minutes after, take handkerchief, clean your face.
You are oily.
That is what you are inhaling into your lungs. For how long? How much of this health hazard is affecting people? How much have we done in cleansing the environment? How much have we invested in having clean air? Since 1965, drilling is going on. We don't care about the health and welfare of the people. What is our name? You have too much money, and when you are to use it, a certain foreign country will tell you never. And so we have the resources, but then the resources is owned by animals. That's the way they see us. How can we accept that?
That's just the beginning, though. Here is another one.
You know what I'm talking about. You can Google as I talk. What is Californium? Californium.
Is a state in the United States?
No. It's a precious stone.
Oh, not California.
That's why I want to tell you this.
Californium.
Californium in today's market, Google and tell me the price before I finish talking. In today's market today, in the world market today, one may ask, in Borno State, there is Boko Haram. There are areas that are still mined, now no-go area. The weather is harsh. It's very unfriendly. It's a small place. But there is something the international community with the connivance of Nigeria. Every day you have NGOs
coming into,
and they are hiring houses from 10 years, 20 years and above. And once you give them the price, they don't ask, they just pay. What are they doing? Why are most of them coming with satellite telephones? Why are most of them coming with PCs that are working with the same satellite telephones?
Computers that are working directly with satellite.
How come most of them come under the guise of supportive activities to the poor? They are giving them medication. Did the Ministry of Health bother to discover the type of medicine they are giving to the poor? How come there is increase in kidney and cancer, kidney and liver and cancer problems in Borno? How come it is attacking old people? How come the NGOs live in the wee hours of the night where soldiers dread to go? Police, security men cannot go. They go this Californium that they take per day. How much is a gram of Californium in world market today? Who has Google to know? 27,100,000 per gram. $1 million. I didn't say naira. Yes, it's the most expensive thing.
Do we have it in Nigeria?
In abundance in Borno State. That's what started the Boko Haram. That's the game. Are we aware? How can we be ignorant of our country, of our place, of what God has given to us? If we don't know your country.
I'm still going to talk, but I think I should let you listen more. Californium, I looked it up. I was shocked. We never stop learning. You know that? Yeah? We never stop learning. If you have a mineral resources or a mineral resource somewhere, that if you take 1 gram of it, you are going to make $27.1 million. That's some crazy stuff. I did further check. Like it was being measured. Like they are measuring platinum and the rest of them. They are giving prices on them. And they said, Californium, 100 gram, 2.7 billion. I said, what? $2.7 billion. No wonder. How much do you think they have to spend on guns? How much of these are going on that people don't even have a clue? But Boko Haram are now using religion. A lot of groups and a lot of preachers are being part of this. A lot of this is going on in every part of Nigeria. Have you heard what they are doing to River Osun right now? You, as a Yoruba man watching me right now, have you heard what the people who are drilling gold in Osun, have you heard what they are doing to River Osun now? You don't know. You haven't heard, Abi. Contaminating the river with what do they call them? The refining of gold that they are extracting from Osun. No idea. I'm coming back. Californium, he said.
This is our country. There is free press. There's this. That is an excellent job. But the reporter that did that and the journalist that did that
was ignorant.
Ignorant because they do not know the higher, dirty dimension of the game. That's why some of us, when it was happening, we laughed. But some of the security chiefs in this country, some of us spoke to them.
It might interest you to know that some journalists in Nigeria are not patriotic.
No, some are, some are, some are not.
Some are not. Some do not even believe in this country.
I know.
Some are working against the progress of this country.
That I know.
Some
yes.
are in the payroll of some of the people destroying this country.
That is a fact.
And they will never report anything positive about Nigeria.
I will come to that.
Thank you. Continue.
I will come to that. Now, Babangida left. General Abacha came to power. When General Abacha came to power, numerous things happened. First of all, he was also confronted by IMF, World Bank, and some of these instances on the same issue that led to the failure of General Buhari when he was military head of state, currency devaluation. General Abacha now fought to say, instead of that, we shall establish economic council that is strong and big enough, and we will comply based on practicality. Naira was tagged, everybody knew, to 82 in black market, 22 in official rate. That was the first time Abacha shot himself on the foot. The second, Abacha now didn't stop there. He said, there are opportunities open for us to create LNG for Nigeria and for Africa. A source, correct. A source for us to fall back to as a rich country that is blessed. Abacha shot himself, number 3. Second, Abacha had an option to allow all the refineries to die. So there will be importing oil. Abacha refused. It was in this process, I will tell you something here, that is my own experience. One of the GMDs ran to me in the night and said, and I quote, my life is in danger. The memo was submitted.
GMD of NNPC.
GMD of MD of one of the refineries.
I think I want to hear the other part too. Let's go.
The memo was submitted.
GMD of NNPC.
GMD of MD of one of the refineries. He came to me. He later became GMD. He talked to. He said I should save him. What? He said there are some certain forces from the Ministry of Petroleum and NNPC itself that have submitted memo to the president. He said everything in that memo, all the hundreds of millions of dollars are lies. How? He now come to tell me. He said, don't you see, go take the memos and take a look at them. We opened the office of the president late in the night. I brought out all these memos and we went through. We took dictionaries and get any type of dictionary in the world. These spare parts, they said, to be able to achieve turnaround maintenance. Look at this word. I saw a word I cannot pronounce. But the amount of money per unit, per hundreds of units required to be able to do turnaround maintenance was scary. He said, pronounce this name. Was okay, let's look for it in dictionary. Anything. Okay, let's look at petrochemical dictionary. Began to resort to call people no meaning.
Fabricated words.
They fabricate what they do. If, for example, television, the word television is in dictionary. Before the word T, they will add some figures and some name and some letters. In between television, they will add some more. At the end, they will add some more. How do you pronounce it? That is the way it is. Now you see allocated to that. Say per unit, for example, $50,000 times 3,000. In the meantime, is nothing. It's just a game. So at the end of the day, you see, to be able to do turnaround maintenance, the colossal amount of money is too huge. And
it's even enough to build fresh refineries.
Even medium refineries at the end of the day. And then the moment you do turnaround maintenance, you will be settled with the word sabotage. It's no longer functioning. Brain box, brain this. At the end of the day. So presidents over presidents and presidents, they have not spoken. But I know numerous presidents of Nigeria have had this.
It's a long one, isn't it? Now, just before we start 13 hours, Let me see if I still have the other two.
In your onshore, offshore locations where you have your riches. Nigerians are far away from. You know what I'm talking about. You can Google as I talk. What the memo was submitted.
GMD of NNPC.
In your onshore, offshore locations. This is our country. There is filtrage. There's this money is too huge. And
it's even enough to build fresh refineries.
Even medium refineries at the end of the day. And then the moment you do turnaround maintenance, you will be settled with the word sabotage. Is no longer functioning. Brain box, brain this. At the end of the day. So presidents over presidents and presidents, they have not spoken. But I know numerous presidents of Nigeria have had these colossal problems. It was a game. Just for you not to produce. You have oil, you can't manage. It's stage managed. Nigerians are used as agents, and then they retarded Nigeria. In every inch, they were making money. These were type of games. This happened with me. Now, another thing was the issue of Vision 2010. After Abacha left, was halted. It couldn't go. PTF was halted. It couldn't go. The issue of plan for dredging were halted. These were to make Nigeria great. Abacha was now abused, called names, they terminated him. Up to now, they are abusing him. So, but to dig deep into the real tenure of the history of the government is today an offense. Many newspaper houses will not accept. Many journalists will not accept. They have already the old literature in their minds formed, and this is the way it was. Now, 1999 to 2007, Jonathan came to power. Correction, 1999, there was a government. But rather than allowing the turnaround maintenance, now democracy, this democracy we are talking about, rather than building more refineries, even if they are medium, something devilish was introduced. It is called subsidy. The same thing Tafawa Balewa rejected and Dick. The same thing Murtala rejected. The same thing Gawan rejected that gave birth to their exits now was reintroduced in a bigger manner, in the dirtiest manner. At this time, some new additional types of bunkering were introduced in Nigeria, which is the type Channel newspaper just discovered oil theft lately. It's an old thing. There are too many in thousands and thousands in your onshore, offshore locations where you have your riches.
Did you say, I told you want to hear the rest, Abi? Wait.
You know what I'm talking about. You can Google as I talk. The memo was submitted in your onshore, offshore locations where you have your riches. Nigerians are far away from knowing this. So, that came to the fore. The subsidy continued till this moment. And then refineries were stopped from working. But importation was the order. Now this continued until President Jonathan came. President Jonathan came and Okonjo-Iweala took it upon herself, knowing the colossal of money being spent as Minister of Finance, out of patriotism, out of love of Nigeria, knowing the resources we have. She stood her ground. What happened to her? Her parents harassed, her mother kidnapped. She had to keep quiet. Subsidy had to continue. All the rallies we have had on subsidy, the elites involved are taking money to get it promoted. And nobody could stop it. The government of the day, President Buhari, in one of his promises, campaign promises to Nigerians, is what? Stop subsidy. He said so. And then the major question he asked in one of his campaigns is, who is subsidizing who? When we get there, we'll sort it out. He has been here 7 years plus, subsidy is getting stronger. The question is whose investment is the subsidy? Who is killing the refineries? You are now discovering more oil in Northeast. What is to come? There are already investments going on another type first of bunkering. Another type, bunkering on land, away and far away from sea. We are going to see something unless we have a leadership that care for Nigeria, that will carry Nigerians along, that will get Nigerians educated, that will create a barrier from this monster and the managers of the monster at home and outside. We are in for a very big problems. And so the tiny little peanuts they are being given, many of our elders, many of those who are opportunistic, they found themselves in places whether as civil servants or as politicians, are the problems of this country, not the majority poor who don't even know what is going on.
And majority of us belong to that last part he just mentioned. I remember that some time ago on this platform, some members of the Temple of Truth, they said, Maiyegun, you see all this crisis that we are seeing, it's not because of land though. It is what is underneath the land. There are even people walking on the land. They have no idea of what is buried under the land that they call their ancestral land. That if people understand what is under those ground, under those land, and those who know what they are worth and what they will do to get to them, they will not take it with levity. The crisis of the Fulani armed terrorists spreading beyond northern Nigeria today. Omo, it is true. It is real. Because they will be shooting and be killing people in their different communities. And you will be asking, what happened? What's going on? What did they do? No, they've not done anything. The only crime they have committed is that they are occupying what they call their ancestral land. They are occupying the most precious, the most valuable asset ever in the world, buried under the land, that they are just farming. They just want to farm. The innocent people, our people in those communities, they just want to farm. Those who are farmers, they just want to use their land, grow their food, feed themselves, their family, sell some of them off, make some money, and live a standard life. But guess what? They are now going to be endangered. And in this case, right, it doesn't even matter anymore. I remember when somebody told me that some geologists from Canada were the one, in fact, what am I saying? It was the former governor of Ogun State, Benga Bewiri Daniel. In one of his Buga period then, as a governor, he said, and I remember this, I might be younger, I might be very young then, but I was very politically conscious. You know what he said? He said, some geologists in faraway Canada, when they are running their tests, it's not even like an institution running a test. It was just like a geology department in one university in Canada who developed a tool that could use the satellite coverage, tap from it, and discover natural resources where they are domiciled all over the world. Guess what? In their research, they discovered the liquid natural gas that is buried under the ground of the people of Ogun State, Ogun Water side. So the governor had no resources, nothing to, he didn't even have the political will to develop them. But guess what? They came with accurate information about something that the people of Ogun Water side had no idea of. If you are from Ogun Water side in Ogun State right now, and so many other places right now in southwest Nigeria, yeah, many of you are working on liquid natural gas, gases that could power your turbines to provide electricity for your homes, power your homes, yeah, at the same time provide industrial gas, whatever you want to call it, liquid natural gas, more valuable than this crude oil and the rest. It was discovered by just ordinary students from Canada. Chinese discovered that there is a monumental deposit of gold, raw gold, in the areas that covers from Oshun to Oyo, Okeogun, and all those areas. Then down, I'm saying down, go back up. All those axes there. The people there who are currently being sort of classified or who have become the victims of the corrupt system of Nigeria, who has made them poorer, they are working on gold discovered by Chinese from China. And the men they saw that, they came down straight to Nigeria. So that's what this is what Al-Mustafa was referring to. There are people who have to be educated. Sometimes you are seeing proxy war in the name of religion, in the name of tribe, and so many other ones like that. But there are more behind them when you see those who are genuinely sponsoring them. But Nigeria knows them. In chaos. Let me play that
in
again.
your onshore, offshore locations, the memo was submitted.
GMD of NM.
You know what I'm talking about. You can Google as I talk. What is Californium? Californium.
Is a state in the United States?
No. It's a precious stone.
Oh, not California.
That's why I want to tell you this.
Californium.
Californium in today's market, Google and tell me the price before I finish talking. In today's market today, in the world market today, one may ask, in Borno State, there is Boko Haram. There are areas that are still mined, now no-go area. The weather is harsh. It's very unfriendly. It's a small place. But there is something the international community with the connivance of Nigeria. Every day you have NGOs
coming into,
and they are hiring houses from 10 years, 20 years and above. And once you give them the price, they don't ask, they just pay. What are they doing? Why are most of them coming with satellite telephones? Why are most of them coming with PCs that are working with the same satellite telephones?
Computers that are working directly with satellite.
How come most of them come under the guise of supportive activities to the poor? They are giving them medication. Did the Ministry of Health bother to discover the type of medicine they are giving to the poor? How come there is increase in kidney and cancer, kidney and liver and cancer problems in Borno? How come it is attacking old people? How come the NGOs live in the wee hours of the night where soldiers dread to go? Police, security men cannot go. They go this Californium that they take per day. How much is a gram of Californium in world market today? Who has Google to know? 27,100,000 per gram. $1 million. I didn't say naira. Yes, it's the most expensive thing.
Do we have it in Nigeria?
In abundance in Borno State. That's what started the Boko Haram. That's the game. Are we aware? How can we be ignorant of our country, of our place, of what God has given to us? If we don't know your country.
You know, listen. Now, let me do a quick check with you so that it won't sound like, oh, man, that's ridiculous, Jerry. That's impossible. You know, Google is very easy, and you can read everything about Californium on that same Google as well, okay? Well, let me see if I can show you something. A quick one. Sorry if you see me looking up. That's me looking at my screen. Let's see. Let's go search for Californium. So you have lithium. Do you know that all those Tesla cars, all those electric cars that are being produced, all these, what do you call it? The batteries for them, including the batteries for your iPhone and some of the mobile phones that you have, all our phones that you see, part of the component use, you know, are there, even in Kwara, yeah? So when you see them killing people in Kwara, you should cover the areas that are being attacked, right? And check what are the resources that can be found in those part of areas they are being attacked. You will realize that it's not about their cows, it's not about the land, it is even more than that. Now, they say, how much is Californium? Californium price. Now, I'm coming on. So then you have to figure out and be like, or more. You will realize that there is more to it. What is Californium? Now, let's see if I even got that right, the spelling. Right. Why Californium is so expensive. Now, look at this. And let's see if I can bring up a picture. I don't know if it's clear on your screen, okay? But let's try, right? According to them, when they extract it, this is what it's going to look like. Give me a sec. Oh, why do I keep bringing this up? Right. So this is where the cost or the price, as you might want to look at, right? This is what they said, that if you have 100 grams of it, you are a multi-billionaire. But for them to extract some of this stuff, they have to chase all of the occupants, the indigenous people from those areas. They have to chase them out anyway, anyhow. So a lot of people are now like buying into it. Kings, royal fathers, community, they are willingly just like, okay, just give us some money, take the land and say we sold the land for you. Or you can still give us, you know what I mean? You still give us something. Now, all of these are just pointers from what this guy just said. They are just pointers to what you can say the link to this crisis. That some of them are really not things you can explain. Just like, what is the reason for all of these killings? Now, they are beginning to make sense, if you ask me. You know, I don't know if you have heard this, that the Central Bank Governor of Nigeria is on the run. Well, it's not a joke. That's exactly how the media reported it. Emefiole, they are at the verge of declaring Emefiole wanted. The people that have allowed him to impoverish Nigerians through the bogus criminal economic policies that you can easily refer, that we easily refer to as Buhari-nomics. It's like they are done with him. They are just here to get him chained. So the report is that Emefiole is in America. He was expected to return back to Nigeria just about 2 days ago. But you see, this rumor that they are looking for him seems to be very real. I'll tell you. Shebi, you know that Emefiole said nothing is going to change his policy, the withdrawal policy. There's already crisis about the Palaro money that he just gave to you. There's already wahala on that. But put that aside. The real one that is making his own sponsor to start hunting for him today is the policy that they cannot withdraw more than 100,000 in a week. And I say, whatever, you cannot withdraw more than 500,000. So for you to know that the pressure is working, and it is possible that indeed they are done with him. The Aura Secret Service will never carry out any operation without the approval of the Presidency. The Presidency is where Buhari is, Femi Opono Adesina, Garbage Shehu, and the rest of them like that. So the Aura Secret Service doesn't act. So if the Aura Secret Service says they want to take Emefiole, the Central Bank Governor of Nigeria, then you must have the blessing of the Presidency of Nigeria. So somehow, Emefiole started to adjust. He increased your minimum withdrawal from 100,000 a week to 500,000 now. It has been increased. And as an organization, you can withdraw more than 1 million now, up to 5 million. Now, in fact, you can actually withdraw all you want. But what Emefiole said is that if you are withdrawing as an individual, if you are withdrawing more than 500,000 naira in a week, you are going to pay between 3% and 5% of that money to the central bank. So if you need 10 million, you can take your money out. There's no problem. What happens is that you will be paying 3 to 5% of that money to them. But the process of you withdrawing the money is another step entirely that Emefiole put up. You have to present your international passport, national ID card. You have to present 2 shorties that knows what you want to use the money for. Your branch manager must write a letter to say he has seen all the evidence that you needed the money and what you needed the money for. After that, after documenting all of that, they can then release you can then cash your 10 million naira, 20 million naira, or any million naira you want to cash. Then you pay the tax on it. That's a Emefiole policy. But it seems that the criminals in Nigeria, somehow, they felt like it's targeted at them. You decrease, you get this audacity. After figuring the whole thing out, arrest him. Now, they said Emefiole. They are usually, Emefiole was the guy who once said, sure you won't fight me. Oh yeah, come, let's go.
Those who feel they want to support him, to fight me, come out. Let's fight.
fight. Come out. Let's fight. That Emefiole now is so scared, according to their media, to return to Nigeria until he gets a clearance, green light from the presidency that, oh, see, Godwin, they come, no worry. Don't worry about what the media are saying. Come home. Without the green light, Emefiole would rather say the seminar he won't do for China. He decided to just go from America to China to go and do it, even though the next week they will start, just to prepare himself. He decided to go early. He can begin to fly all over the world because they can't sack him. You can't sack him, except he resigns. You know what I mean now? You can't sack the central bank. Buhari can't sack him. The National Assembly can't sack him. Sure you get. So it simply means he has to resign, except if he is indicted. Only when you indict him, the National Assembly will now use that indictment. They will now do all this voting to get him removed. Around that time, then he can be removed. You know what they are looking for? What they are accusing Emefiole of. About first, they said 89 trillion is missing. Where the money? Number one, there is no 89 trillion anywhere missing. But it is because the same template, the same workbook has been used on those they have targeted in the past, on those the system has targeted in the past. Pure blatant lies that are unsubstantiable. They can't substantiate them, but they really ran with them anyway. Now it is the turn of those who did that. You remember? It was Emefiole who decided to lock all the accounts of the NSAS, advocates back then. It was Emefiole who locked the account of those they said were trading more or releasing information about the Naira exchanges, which is the real information that they don't want the public to see. They blame them. Emefiole blamed them for the crash in Naira, the same Naira that Emefiole and the Central Bank of Nigeria, the Ministry of Finance in Nigeria, the government of Buhari in Nigeria agreed to, when they were borrowing money, to devalue the Naira. So Emefiole was there all along. But now they are accusing him of funding terrorism. 89 trillion is missing. Emefiole is funding terrorism. She, it not be a good thing to their life. Central Bank Governor of Nigeria is wanted by the State Security Service, popularly and generally known as Daura Secret Service, DSS. They are accusing the Central Bank Governor of Nigeria of sponsoring terrorism. That's why they want to interview him. That's why they want to invite him. Did you know that? Did you? Yeah, that's why they were looking for him. Yeah. It's not a rumor, it's real. But it is just what it is, Abi. So Emefiole, before you see him, if Emefiole return to Nigeria tomorrow, and he faced the media to say, now lie you, everything you are hearing, boys, in Nigeria, this is me in Nigeria, there's no DSS. There is that's the typical fraudulent Nigerian public officials, dishonest people. For those who know better, Emefiole will not return to Nigeria until they assure him that they are not going to put sheke for his hand. Because you see this lawless Buhari's government, like Nnamdi Kanu said, serve Nigeria, return in shame. It be like saying at the turn of Emefiole now. Except somebody quickly called the rabid dogs, the Daura Secret Service, to, oh yeah, hot, cease action, cease fire. Except for that, you can look forward to one of the interesting 2023, where you will see your Emefiole in handcuffs. But again, they have a way they do rub my back, I rub your back. Just like when, what do you call it? When Peter Obi met with Jonathan. He had few things to say, but this Emefiole thing, just a kind of play in my head. You know that kind of a thing, right? If you want to fight me, come and fight. Emefiole, you feel fight?
Those who feel they want to support him, to fight me, come out. Let's fight.
Come out, let's fight, he said. But I have something to share with you. And this is in two pieces. So the first one is going to be the meeting between Jonathan and then Obi. What was said in our usual way. Just listen to the key things they have to say. And the credit as well goes to the channel's television for this piece. Thank you.
No problem. Let me see that there. We find someone that will find them.
Oh, don't come. No, let's start. No, you sit here first. Why you follow us this time like this?
His Excellency, my younger brother, Peter Obi, and the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, the national chairman of Labour Party, the director general of the campaign organization, and other senior members of the team. Let me not bother my senator. There are two female senators. You are too oppressive. All right, so first, let me formally welcome you. Daddy, you would have paid the fine if I did not see you. So you are welcome. Thank you, I finished my protocol before you came in. So first, let me welcome you and your team. I will be very fast because of the time you got to fly to Asaba. And to thank you for finding time to come and pay the courtesy call on me, because I know the presidential candidates that will come to Inago anytime that I'm here will want to come and pay this respect. So I have to thank you that you are the first, because I came here 2 days ago. Then yesterday, I went to Abakaliki, came back this morning. And after all, use this unique opportunity to encourage you in what you are doing. Nigeria, for us to move forward, we need unity. So many countries, when you talk about in the late 50s, early 60s, there was prediction that Nigeria and XYZ countries will be at par. I don't want to go into mentioning those names. And you normally ask yourself, why are we still where we are? This was predicted by intellectuals, not ordinary people. People who study the world and look at the world trends and predicted that Nigeria, Brazil, India, blah, 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 will be this. All those countries have left us. But we are still where we are. And we Nigerians must ask ourselves one question. Why have we not been able to move with others? There is, in terms of tribal sentiment, racist sentiments, and so on, it's almost every nation. But the degree we have in Nigeria is very debilitating. It's what is pushing us backward. We have a country that we don't believe we belong into that country. Most of our leaders will say Nigeria is not a nation. We have different nationalities. It's a geographical expression, all kinds of terms. And I believe that the young people especially, if we must move forward, we must leave those sentiments aside. Every nation, every country, they have their own history. A Nigerian must see himself as a Nigerian. And we must see ourselves as one. And if I am the president, if the best person to hold a particular office is either from Enugu or from Ibadan or from Sokoto or from Yenagua or from Calabar, it doesn't matter. And until we get to that point, as a nation, we cannot move anywhere. We'll be putting square pegs in round holes and round pegs in square holes because of religious sentiments, tongue sentiments, tribal sentiments. And I believe that this message, in fact, I have for all, every presidential candidate that will see me, is that if by divine providence you win the election, your first responsibility is to unite Nigeria. Without unity, we cannot solve our security problems. Without unity, we cannot solve our economic problems. So if you unite Nigeria, that is the beginning of a new Nigeria and a revolution, development or otherwise, that will take place. I've been listening to comments from, of course, the political leaderships, and sometimes even our supporters do more damage than on our behalf. And I must commend you, because your utterances so far have not shown any division. I must commend you on that. And just keep doing what is right, because you are to be if you win, you'll be a president for the whole nation. You'll not be a president for any group of people. But I must commend the Labour Party, the utterances. Though sometimes people complain about the media, social media supporters. But to you, nobody has made any negative reference about your vision.
Thank you, Jonah. That's exactly what I wanted you to hear from what he said, the disjointed, the disunited Nigeria. That somebody like himself, even when he was president for 5 years, couldn't unite. I mean, it's been there. Sure, you get. Me and you can say we have this magic solution to unite Nigeria if we want to scam the same way others are doing. But he did mention the differences. He did mention the differences in the tongues, differences in almost everything. And he underplayed it like the problems other countries are facing. That's not how it works. He's been president. Now, if he says something and you look at his countenance, when you look at his facial expression and the rest of them, when he was talking about those things, you can tell he knows that Nigeria is done for. That's why he said, that's why he won't tell you, that is why he said, unless we come together to unite. But you know something, Listen, unity is not just a word. Are you with me? There's nothing that will put anybody that is perpetuating injustice, illegality, abuse of power, and the rest of everything that actually pitted Nigerians against their system and their rulers over time. There's absolutely nothing that should put oppressors as well as a unity, these two words, in the same sentence. That's exactly what the likes of Jonathan will say. Many of you believe that you can just tell somebody that let us unite, and that's it. We are united. Oh yeah, we are now united. We have decided to be united. Meanwhile, the injustice that brought about the division, that brought about the wahala in the first place, they didn't just continue. They become even tripled or quadrupled. The victims are piling up, and you are talking about unity. Is that not deceitful? Unity is not just a word. Peace, let's have peace, is not just something you wish for. These are things that have actions that should follow them. Equality, justice, these are the things that naturally they will bring orderliness and they will bring peace. You don't wish for them. So Jonathan should know better. But it is Nigeria. Everybody knows what it is. Until we go our separate ways, respect our different boundaries, understand that we are naturally, as indigenous people, currently living where we found ourselves, have every right to independence of whatever we want. We can decide to chart a new course for ourselves, a different ones that actually like promote growth, development, and peace. Competition, healthy competitions, we say. So you don't just wish for peace. Somebody was kidnapped. Innocent people were killed. You kidnapped someone, you brought him and he faced your court. The court said you have done something wrong. Return him back to where you got him. Pay him off all of these judgment bills and apologize to him if you have to. And you said no, you locked him up. You are waiting for him to die. How then do you turn around and start preaching peace? How contradictory is that? You don't turn around and start preaching peace. We need peace, yo. We need peace, yo. You need peace if you are being honest. It simply means you have to stop injustice. And if you are somebody who is selective in who should get justice or who shouldn't, you have no right to think just saying we need peace, then there should be peace. Like when God created the world. After he said, let there be light, there was light. Let there be water. Let there be this. Let there be that. You don't wish for peace. When millions of people are daily being targeted to become the victims of a ruinous, murderous, terrorist system that has made them targets. You don't preach peace that way. You don't talk about peace. So that's why people like Jonathan should know that, we are taking the message. So let's leave the messenger. So peace is not just a word. Unity is not just a word. Friendship is not just a word. All of this comes with responsibilities and actions that follows them. You take actions, then you are responsible for your actions. You cannot be comfortable in seeing other people suffer because you want them to suffer. You don't like them. You don't like their faces. You don't like what they will say. You don't like how they talk. You forgot that they have the right to do what they do. And if you feel offended, if they break any law, you take them to your courts. That's how you create orderliness. But when you rig the system to punish people because of where they come from, the religion they worship, and other things that you have put in the system to put everyone in danger like this, then don't talk about peace. Stop pretending. He's talking about peace when you have a lot of people under the bondage that is deliberate. All these are deliberate. They are not coincidence. Are they? Of course they are not. So where a Wike in Rivers is not going to live at Tifku. And Tifku is going to always wake or go to bed, wake up every day to remember that where a Wike will be his nemesis. The latest from the camp of the Port Harcourt Hitler.
Not apply as provided under the law. If other parties apply, P2B came. I gave him the Liberation Stadium. I provided vehicles. I provided security. And the pen, as they go and campaign, they have campaigned. Have they not left? Have they not left? If you want to campaign, apply to us. We will give you the biggest stadium. Do you understand me? Apply. Okay, if you don't have money to pay, I hereby say I will pay for you.
Yes, we get Pepe Debo. I said Pepe Debo.
But you say you will not obey the law. Who told you you will not obey the law? Who are you? You must obey the law. So, all these, they are saying all kinds of, you see them on newspaper who don't care about G5. No problem. But they would have every night, they don't allow G5 to sleep. You watch the governor of Akwa Ibom the other day, when he was talking to one of my colleagues, he said, please, we need you. All these riffraffs are the ones that said they don't need us. So, it's not to talk on paper, come out. If you know you are too strong, don't apply. Try it. Did you understand me? If you say you have the highest contact in Nigeria, do you understand me? That Chief of Army Staff is your own, Chief of Defense is your own, IG is your own, everybody, DSS, bring everybody that you say you will not apply, then you know that there's fire on the mount.
With a Wike, let me give you the background story of that video you just watched now, okay? In Rivers State, Wike is not saying he has influence outside Rivers anymore. It's not bragging anymore. But what he is saying to Atiku is that it doesn't matter who is going to win, but PDP will lose. And it will start from Rivers State. There must be no single Atiku's poster. That's PDP presidential candidate. No single Atiku's poster must be pasted in Rivers State. There must not be any single office opened as campaign office for Atiku. If you donate your house for Atiku's campaign, waiting your eyes see, take him. Guess what? Some people dared him. Think Wike is mad. Wike is saying a joke. We go show him. We go show and say, you know, they control everybody. Baba, all that one on social media. The first set of people that dared him, one of them is in the hospital. I think one died. I don't know if that one died or others escaped. He unleashed his violence on them. They know it was him. He said they are blackmailing him, blah, 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 blah. Sure, you get. That person is recovering from hospital, thanking his God. Other areas where they have dared him, did meetings, they've locked them up. And suddenly, the Department of Tenements and the rest of them properties in Rivers State, they are so active right now. If you think, say you stubborn, you won't defend Atiku, you will die. And it's not saying it publicly. Others have been arrested. You don't see. Have you ever seen where a member of a political party decided to go and buy or purchase a nomination form for a position, and Wike called him? You the craze? Who told you to go and buy a form? And the guy said he has the right. Honorable member of the house. So Wike said they should pick him. The day they picked the guy, they beat him up like a common criminal, and they lock him up for months. So that's why they call him Little Hitler. He's living in his own world. And according to him, by January, he would announce the presidential candidate is going to back in Rivers State, and you can take it to the bank. It's never going to be Atiku. Being a PDP member right now in Rivers State is to say you are Wike's party's member. If they burn you well, you get stubborn, you say Rivers, you go where your option. No, you're doing it for Atiku, for PDP or what have you. If you die, even Atiku go deny you. And you see that Wike is at the last stage of his desperation and frustration. He said, PDP go lose. They will crash. They go come regroup later to settle. That is his own way. But don't take it to the bank. You can't trust any of them, okay? I'm just saying, as of today, is hell-bent to fight for that O2, okay? Philosopher. Good luck, Egbere Jolantan. Anyway, that's for Wike. Do you want to see other engagements where 1, 2, 3? When I say 1, 2, 3, I'm talking about APC, people destroying people, Labour Party. I like you. I don't want to say bad thing about you. You are like their nemesis. So I just want to see what you're gonna do in the next 2 months. Maybe say, everybody could just say, yeah, we're done. Go, girl, go, girl, go obedient, go obedient, go obedient. On Arise Television, there was a particular engagement between these 3 groups, political groups. And listen to this. The APC, Egbekegbe, represented by somebody. The Labour Party represented by the former lovely, amazing member of APC, Egbekegbe, also an actor. Very good actor. Okonkwo. No, not Okonkwo. Don't worry, you'll get to see him soon. And the last person is the court jester, Dino Melaye. Now, listen to this, okay? And let's give the credit to this platform as well. Arise Television owned the rights to this clip. We borrow them for educational purposes. Tell them the credit goes to them.
What do you have to say to what Felix Morka just said? He says, look, of all presidents that Nigeria has had, there is no president that has performed as well as President Muhammadu Buhari.
Well, first of all, let me say that I'm already on a Christmas mode. I wouldn't have really loved to use this opportunity to be talking about this. Let me say Merry Christmas to everybody, and I wish you a prosperous New Year. If you listen to the prose that the APC spokesperson or publicity secretary just did, it's just a prose. He talked about his government doing well, no figures. He boasted about, oh, this and that, no statistics. We are tired of being bamboozled with proses. We want actualities. Let me help him with the statistics, and I'm going to be very conversational with it. I will start with the television that we are watching. APC government promised us that before they finish, we'll be watching digital television. They failed. They said they will give us Nigerian Air that will take the place of Nigerian Airways. After the 5th attempt and after spending billions of naira, they failed. They said they are going to take 100 million persons out of poverty. They ended up taking in 133.3 million persons into poverty. They have been busy building pyramids of poverty consistently. They said they were going to, give us 1 naira to $1, and they are ending up giving us 1,000 naira to $1. They met an inflation figure of about 9%. Today we have about 20-something%.
Yeah, Kenneth, I could let you go on, but what about what people are saying are Buhari's legacies in infrastructure development, that he has done a lot. Look at the rail system across the country. Look at the roads. He's built the second Niger bridge, which many governments before now have failed to do.
Good. Let me concede that I'm very excited about the second Niger bridge. But let me also regret that all these infrastructure purportedly built, we are all built on borrowed money, and none was creatively adopted to produce any revenue. None. Meaning that for giving us second Niger bridge, you have taken the next generations into bondage of debts. And they want to situate the debts to the GDP. What a fraud. And they will mention statistics of advanced countries saying that they borrow this to their GDP. GDP is the total of the products and services produced in a country in a year. So when you want to situate your debts to GDP, you have to be a productive country, not a country that is producing nothing. And you're talking about GDP. Right. That is why their revenue can no longer service their debts. So this government of APC has failed. And the most honestly annoying thing is that rather than even trying to get a successor that might even ameliorate the problem, they now made a choice of a candidate that does not even understand statistics.
Let me bring in a very quick, I'll bring in Dino before I go back to Felix Morka to respond to what Kenneth Okonkwo has just said. Dino, Melaye, well, the APC says whatever failures that are being perceived of the APC, that the PDP laid the foundation, that the PDP lost the opportunity to lay the right foundation for Nigeria's democracy development in all spheres to take off properly. What say you?
Anyway, I want to start Ijeoma by saying that to start with, I want to advise my brother Felix that the gargantuan, colossal lie he just told, I advise that he apologize to God Almighty And if he's a Christian, he should read Psalm 55 and ask for mercy. And if he's a Muslim, he should tonight do 1,000 astaghfirullah to ask God for mercy in a very civilized. I'm sorry, Ngozi. I'm sorry. My apology, Ngozi. And again, I will advise that he listens to his elders, because I know that his community, his traditional rulers, will summon him to a village meeting for telling this public lie. Having said that, I want to congratulate President Buhari for turning 80. And my prayer is that the Almighty God will grant him long life, will give him sound health, and I wish him well. But to talk about the APC-led administration under President Muhammadu Buhari, I will say in the economy, F9, power, F9, agriculture, F9, security, F9, infrastructure, F9. In fact, F9 parallel. That is what the Buhari administration have given to Nigerians. I don't even need to go into statistics and being scientific. Practical illustration. A bag of rice in 2014 was 8,500. Today it's 45,000 now. Just yesterday, people were flying from Abuja to Lagos for 120,000 naira economy. How much is a loaf of bread today? From 120 naira, a loaf of bread today is over 1,000 naira. There is no poor man's food. Gari is no longer a poor man's food in Nigeria today. Insecurity is pervasive. When Buhari took over power, he promised 3 million jobs per year. At the expiration of his 8 years today, 3 times 8, we are supposed to have generated 24 million jobs. But no, instead, over 50 million people have now joined the unemployment market. So there is no sector of our national life that the Buhari administration or the APC have done well. From the fastest growing economy in Africa.
Let me still stay with you very quickly. Dino, if you'll allow me, the president only just returned from the U.S. Africa Leadership Summit in the United States, and he met with Joe Biden, the U.S. president, who did not spare any words in praising President Muhammadu Buhari's legacy in deepening democracy, not only in Nigeria, but in the rest of Africa. And President Buhari himself has said if there's any legacy he wants to leave behind, free, fair, and credible elections. Dino, very quickly before I bring in Felix.
Yeah, I want to say that is totally incorrect. The legacy he will be leaving behind is now, if in 2023 he conducts a free, fair election, then he will leave one legacy, and that will be the only legacy. So it is not correct for the president himself to say yesterday that he tried his best, but his best was not good enough. That's a confessional statement. That is self-acceptance of failure. He agreed, the president agreed that I have failed because he said his best was not good enough. In every ramification today in this country, this government have failed. We are more disunited than even during the Civil War. The unity of this country is more important than the economy and other, but today there is no unity in this country. There is, agitation in every part of Nigeria. There is poverty all over our faces. From the fastest growing economy in Africa, we have become the poverty capital of the world. So what I'm saying in essence is simple, that the APC have brought nothing other than pain, sorrow, death, insecurity to the...
How many times would they tell you before you know that Nigeria is not for you? Now they never leave you. They have left you behind. Photo, not be juju be that. Sorry, oh. May God not allow them, make them kill you.
How many times we did tell you that Nigeria is not for you? You know why I played that? I knew they were always going to touch on unity, this unity of this country is so divided. It's not because they care about any unity, kaka, but it's because somehow, the fraudulent unity they have been propagating for decades is no longer tenable. A lot of us have now seen that it's actually a fake unity, fake one Nigeria, fake this, fake that, everything fake. So you can no longer lie to us. So they are now preaching unity. We need unity. We need somebody that's going to come and unite everybody. Even when the first lady, they call you.
Shay, help us, help us. There is God, there is God, God. God should descend, today God will descend here. Nigerian women will not cry in vain. Nigerian women will not cry in vain. This thing will end today. My sisters, if your child lost, will you stay and keep quiet? Will you people stay and keep quiet?
Nígbà tá à ń gbàdúrà ká bọ́ lọ́wọ́ òkú ayé kan tá a sì ń wò pa ń bọ́ ń bẹ̀ lọ wẹ́rẹ́wẹ́ ìwọ Ọlọ́run kí lè ṣe wa lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà gan tó tún wá gbé kọ́ọ̀lù mìíràn bọ̀ kọ́ọ̀lù burúkú lélẹ̀ abẹ́ ìbí ṣe à ń wò bí kọ́ọ̀lù.
It is what it is, as they say out there. You choose your own poison and get to know the ingredients your poison is made of. Probably you have an idea, the slow death that you are going to suffer after swallowing it. That poison is your choice. It's not poison in the real poison. I'm talking about your choices either going to be vitamins or be poison. It will be any of them. Now, if you are making choices that are terrible with the people that are always almost near their graves. Now, Buhari turned around and said he's done his best, even though his best may not be enough. Now, una fuck up. Now, una cause him. Shebi now una make him. May him come back the second time. Those who got the drill after this message, back then, they quickly responded like this one.
We have got the opportunity to serve again for additional 4 years. And Nigerians will know the difference.
That what that little kid said there was that now I understand. In fact, I understand it perfectly now. So if you don't get it, like they say, if you don't get it, all of this I've said, if you don't get it, about the best thing, just forget about it. Professor.
You get it? Okay. If you don't get it, forget about it.
That's it. So this is where I'm going to draw my own curtains as we follow everything as they happen. Let us continue to demand for the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And at the same time, let us continue to keep the record of all they are doing so that you don't pretend that you are shocked or surprised if they pull any stunts, which their propaganda will not be able to cover. Keep all of this. And then, yes, we wait for that moment that they will finally realize that the only saving grace they are likely going to get out of all of this, out of all the crimes they have committed, is just to let him go. But we demand for all it takes, that Nnamdi Kanu should not die in the hands of these criminals. Because from what we know, it's not just going to be a death like every other death. And we will continue to speak out. This time around, this is not like a makeup. This is real, life-threatening, heart problem caused by the, endless persecution, endless torture, and endless incarceration of a man that is just asking for a legitimate, democratic referendum. He said if the Igbos choose to remain in Nigeria by their choice, it will go away, it will disappear, and you will never hear from him again. Or no, they don't want to give it a test. They want him dead. I don't think Nigeria is prepared for what is likely going to come after that. They don't care. Not that they care. But with the level of division that we are witnessing today, the division brought about by APC, I can tell you this for free. It will lead everyone to one spot, the Armageddon. And if it's avoidable right now, as everyone is speaking out, it should be this time and tell these criminals they've had all their field, they've lost. But if it is all about ego, they are likely going to end up where they are not planning. As some will say, before they begin to ask for help, we should first tell them. That's they say, to be forewarned is to be forearmed. Nothing will happen. Are you sure? Are you really sure that nothing will happen if anything happened to Nnamdi Kanu? Like in this manner. Okay, I'll leave you to it. So thank you very much for your time. I'm going to try and see if I can take calls, okay? Meanwhile, prayer docent, I got your message, man, okay? And Idris is very, very, very happy with your generosity. I've reached out to him. The other person you want me to reach out to is, in fact, let me get the name again. Maybe the person is actually watching, or maybe they watch later, okay? So let me see your message with what you send. Maiyegun, please help me give 20 pounds equivalent to Idris from last night. And you also said I should give the same 20 pounds equivalent to Fatai Musbao. Fatai Musbao, how you doing? Prayer docent sent me to you. So if you have a chance of seeing this broadcast, if you are with us now, or if you see this later, all you have to do is to send me a personal message, okay? Somebody wants me to give you, you know, a Naira equivalent of 20 pounds, okay? And if I look at that, that should be somewhere around 17, 18,000 Naira, or even maybe 19, okay? I can even help you make it a round figure, 20,000 Naira, okay? So just get in touch as soon as you can. So like I said, prayer docent, we are grateful to you and for your generosity. Also, another additional information is this, on the Telegram, Yoruba Union Telegram last night, where people have been making personal requests that they want to send contribution and add to this family support program of ours. I have a caller. I'm going to beg my caller to hang on. See, my caller, I need to go and make a cup of tea. Ahmed, you want here? Merry Christmas. So I've been Barricade Christmas, Lamaki and but hang on, Ahmed.
Barricade Christmas,
Barricade Christmas, okay, I'm coming. Hang on there, Baba, no go anywhere. So just between last night and then this morning, less than 12 hours, less than 24 hours. So people have contributed additional 350,000 Naira to the 2.7 million Naira we have remitted towards this project, which is great. People will be going out on the 27th of December, starting from Lagos to Ishagami in Ogun, to Ojaoba in Ibadan, to Ile-Ife in Osun, and to other places in Ondo, Ondo, Ekiti, Kwara, and Kogi. We will go around, and we believe that the logistic part of our project is almost done. So I was having a little joke with the princess when she sent me a clip, a video of, you know, she's under, what do you call it? She's in fact carrying out her own personal charity. So she said that somebody contacted her after seeing what we are planning to do on MaiyegunsDiary Politico, a member or somebody who is on this platform as well. So they contacted Princess and said, "Look, Princess, before you do that Yoruba Union program, I saw that you are so involved. Maybe you can help me. I want to give support to 35 widows and widowers in, you know, any community you like to choose. Princess, just choose. So privately, an individual person make that contribution. So Princess, they were giving out 5 kg of rice to people, And they were giving them live chicken. And I said, Princess, how much is that live chicken? And she said, Maiyegun, each one is 3,500 naira. I said, if you want 500 of that live chicken, that is just a patry 1,750,000 naira, 1.7 million, I don't know, 1.750 million naira. That is 1,750,000 naira. I said, that's not much. I wish I haven't really emptied all my, my pay. But it's actually not much if time is not against us. You, Princess, you have poultry. You are trading in chickens and all this stuff about, you know what I mean? Now you are doing this on the side that we have no clue about. And I felt so jealous that we are just giving out just a bag of rice as well as a spaghetti. And she said, Maiyegun, don't press yourself, okay? Although it's not much, but it can be done in the future program. And I said, okay, but the future won't be Christmas. And the future won't be end of the year. The future will just be like other days in the coming year. And she was like, yeah, we should be grateful. And I am grateful to every one of you who turned up. So in overall, we can say now that we raised 2.2 million and 50,000 naira from the generosity of all of you. And this platform added 1 million naira to the money we raised. To say we now raised over 3 million naira that will be supporting over 500 families. Ahmed, I was going to go and make tea. But would you give me just a second? Yeah, would you give me just a second to just go and do that? Is that all right? Ahmed.
Hey, Maiyegun Baba.
Yeah, you know, I'll just go make myself a cup of tea. My tea is empty and it's like gone. God bless you. Now, everyone who is still with us, please stay on, share the broadcast if you haven't, subscribe if you haven't as well, and then also, like the video if you haven't, and stay back. Pick up your phone and call in if you want to add to this. So, Merry Christmas, like I said from the start. I am going to be back in a minute or two. Thank you so much for staying back. Now, Ahmed, you are the MVP today who stayed on the line for over 6 minutes with the moment your call got connected. So thank you. Barika de Christmas.
Barika de Christmas to myself and I deal with my mother-in-law for Florida. All
Yeah,
of us.
have you been unwrapping boxes as well, like as usual? They gave one for you.
Yeah, now every time, each time we come like this,
there is a way they do this Christmas thing here. That sometimes you are just like, it feels good that on one hand, on the other hand, after the whole thing, it seems like nothing is happening.
My own be say, make sure I just cook, make I chop.
Just cook,
I
make
chop.
If I want to
as I chop finish, I'll find place through myself. As I did talk for on top bed, I be mad, they relax, so they watch me.
Brilliant. So you're having a wonderful holiday then, Hamed. I've missed you, by the way. It's been a long time. I've been having trouble with my calls and all that in the past week.
Apart from that, myself, I did very busy these days. Like, we do. I do along.
From you about the family and how is everybody as well.
So, family,
brilliant.
Everybody day. Now me and wife just day to watch.
She has the time. She should be packing now, like taking all the, taking all the dishes and madam, you should, okay. Well, anyway, you've done all of that already.
Just come on downstairs.
So I thought she's there with you. I could have said.
So I watched this guy, Al Mustafa that is talking. I watched his Berekete.
Did you see it live?
I watched
the whole clip. It's about 4 hours.
I watched all he said. I watched all what in all of the people that they've been bringing. If you listen, you will see that it is only Showore that is making sense. Not be if you want to lie to ourselves.
No, I've heard a lot.
The only person that is being sincere. Forget that. Okay, they are pushing this. They are dragging this. Oh, we are the uranium, the Californium. We know it's an information. It's information, but we know they are up to something. We don't need anybody to tell us they are up to. Why doing all these things? Why are they doing it for? If everybody they own, why are they doing it for? You understand? So let anybody don't come and keeping us street mouth and telling us the Boko Haram because he wants to become a president. Himself don't broke. They look for way they will take believe him. Everybody will push anything.
Recover, cash out.
You understand? They will push anything pushable so that people will listen to them.
Politicians.
Anything. They will say
anything. They will promise anything and everything, but they will do nothing.
Was this guy not with what is he called? Abacha?
No.
Now he said Abacha shot himself in the foot. Yo, you don't know that he shot himself in the foot. Or we don't know saying he shot himself in the foot. With all the injustice, all the madness we create.
Abacha represented.
The Ogoniland, the Niger Delta is talking. Didn't Abacha kill someone from Ogoniland that was fighting for those kind of pollution? Didn't Abacha kill Kensarowiwa that was from there?
And 5 others.
So what did he want to tell us that? What does he want to tell us that we don't know? Only anything about more research. Only person that is dull, that always wait for the mad people to tell them this is how things are going. If you have your phone, you have 24 hours internet. Why can't you at your free time keep browsing anything, check anything checkable, keep going everywhere deep?
Curious.
You will find information. You don't need anybody to tell you anything. You can get some and go deeper on it. You know, there are different ways we teach ourselves things. If you hear something these people talk,
yes.
You know, when you hear them talk, you don't hear them. Waiting they talk, go research and we go see there is more to it.
There is
more to what they are saying.
There are things they were
It's not just
saying,
what they are
but
saying.
if you pay attention very well, there are some keywords they will drop that will give you an idea where this whole thing is coming from. And if you know better, as we say, you should do better. Run.
Of course. Just run. You see? So there is nothing anybody will tell us that we don't understand. We all we are after it. Make una break this thing, make everybody. We don't need this
save us all this
unity. This is the one lie. Every small thing, if you don't talk to unity of which unity are you talking about?
I've been hearing about Nigeria unity since I was a kid. I'm old now. I realize that the unity is just word. There's nothing behind it. Everything behind that unity, one Nigeria is brutality, agony.
You have tried this unity.
Ever.
You have tried this unity you are talking. You have tried it. It's not working. Let's cause this disunity. Make everybody find level. This unity not be work. Make we disunity everything.
We try disunity now.
Make everybody fucking Wakaya they go. Now by force. Not be by force now. You want to unite people now by force. Maiyegun, he get one before I forget, he get one malam, this thing where I go send to where I sent. I don't know if you know this man. They call him Sheikh Awal Albani Zaria. They killed this man in 2014.
But you know, all this Zaria Sheikh, and all of them,
Yeah.
They are many, sure you know.
No. There is one.
I wanted to say before that one you are saying, right? You know how I know is
I sent right now.
Go on. I've heard the name.
You check right now on your WhatsApp, right? I sent you a video of one of his preaching. You understand?
Right.
Which this preaching specifically talks about the margin of Nigeria together. In this video, this man talks about the coming together of Nigeria. That how can they bring northern part of Nigeria and the eastern, the western part to bring them together and make them Nigeria, whereas northern part of Nigeria is more closer to Niger. Those are their people. You understand? He explained to them, and I will tell you something. In the north, anybody who knows Sheikh Albani, I don't think there is anybody who, all the people listening to their malams of today, and don't listen to. I don't think there are people that don't listen to that man. Like, they love him more than all those mad people that they listen to his words. So when I have been sharing this to people, I say, look, these are things I've been telling you. Even because they themselves, they believe that he was murdered. He was coming back from a preaching, but he was murdered. Because this man, most of the things he said, he talked about Buhari before the coming of Buhari. Since he said Buhari that you people are saying, if he comes today, you people will be disappointed. That was before he died. Today, what is happening? Most of the things that he told them, they murdered this guy because he's out of line. Like, he's not with them.
Is that what you are saying?
Since 2014, now they kill him before all these things. And all these things now are manifesting. People have forgotten about him. But you see, this kind of videos.
How come I can't see your message? How come I can't see the video? When did you send it?
I sent it to you a while ago. Let me resend it. It should pop up. It should pop up again on your
16,000 on read messages. But I'm looking for your image to see if I see your image. I can easily get into your own profile. You know.
I just resent it. It might pop up again. I just resent it. Do you see what Gumi is saying? Gumi said something.
Yes.
You heard it?
No, Ahmed. Thank you so much for bringing that up. Okay. You know what I'm going to do?
Yeah.
As you are talking right now, I'm going to go and bring back that clip. So you're going to listen to it again. You're going to tell me and tell us every word in that video. Or go on. You heard it first. Anyway, go on. Tell me.
You see, what you were saying, he said, no, I want you to bring back that clip. Make I no go into. I'll bring the clip. Make I get with I want.
Yeah, you'll be able to like quote him word for word, Abby.
Yes,
I just removed it on my line. I mean, sorry, on my list. Okay. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to let you continue talking. All right. Then when I bring it back, there's something you want to say about it before you start interpreting.
There's something I want.
To say. I'll bring the video back in a minute.
I want to say, and I would like to even repeat it in Hausa because you know this. They don't really they don't really get the point. They just listen, but they don't really get the point. Some of them they just listen to them. Allahu Akbar, all those kind of things. You know, deep down listen. But you don't listen to what they deep down. Yeah. They don't listen. This man says something. I have
the clip now. I have the clip now. Okay. Ahmed, let's watch that together quickly. Yeah. Yes, and then you'll be able to see what you want to say on it, because I've always been like, somebody's going to come on to tell us more about it, open information on it, and then maybe educate us more than what somebody who interpreted it before told me. And I felt like, no, I have Ahmed will be able to say it better, or even like explain it better. So let's watch.
To cikin 'yan takarar nan ina bin lafazinsu, na ga lafazin wa'yansu suna jiran wai kawai a ba su mulki ne su ƙara makamai da za a mulkushe mayakanmu a cikin daji, mutanenmu a cikin daji. Shi ne kawai. Alhali muna so a sawo shugaban da zai zo a zauna da shi, a fahimtar da shi, a kira mutanen na a yi musu abin da ya kamata a yi musu don mu samu mai zaman lafiya.
The clip, Ahmed. I am going to go and get that clip you just sent to me. I've seen it. So why you tell us what you were saying there? Ahmed,
he said something here. He said, na ta bin lafazin wa'anda suke takarar shugaban kasa, kuma na ga wayanda kawai su jira suke samu wuri su karo makamai saboda za su samu su murƙushe mayakanmu. That means some people are waiting to get into power so that they can go and buy more weapons so they can crush our fighters. Mayakanmu.
So that person was right there. And let me tell you something.
Yeah, he now said.
Yeah, just so hang on. You're going to tell us fully. Yeah. You know why I want to say this quickly, right? To make the perspective even more understandable, right? The person, when they were doing the interpretation, just same way you said it, but in a different way, he said, don't vote for the people who said if they get to power, they will buy more weapon to fight the bandits. Support the people that when they come in, they will negotiate, not to kill our brothers, but to negotiate with our brothers. I want you to take it up again in your own word, just the same way you interpreted earlier, please.
Yeah. So what he said is this: you shouldn't vote for people. You know, he said he has been going through all these people that are contesting for president, and he has seen that some people are just waiting to get into power so they can buy more weapons and they can crush their fighter. Mayakanmu, that is their fighter. He now quickly changed it to mutanenmu, our people in the forest. Mutanenmu adaji. He first said mayakanmu, he now changed it to mutanenmu adaji. Mayakanmu, our fighters. What does he mean by our fighter? Mutane ba kwa saurara. Ba kwa saurara. Menene Gumi yake ma'anar abin da Gumi yake na cewar mayakansu. Su waye ne mayakansu? Wa'anda suke sace mutane, suna kidnapping mutane, suna kashe rayukan da ba su ji ba su gani ba, su ne mayakansu. Kuma da yawan ku za ku zauna kuna jin Gumi, ku ce malami ne, mutumin Allah ne, amma wallahi an yi tsinanne a nan. Wallahi an yi tsinanne. In ba ku ganewa wallahi ku je ku gane. Ire-iren mutanen da kuke bi kenan kuna kiransu malamai. Malaman da kuke bi kenan. Suna tada zaune tsaye, suna bari mutane suna cikin bala'i, amma wai malami ya fito yana irin maganan nan. Mayakansu, menene Gumi yake nufi da mayakansu? Menene ma'anar mayakansu? Kenan Gumi ya san da zaman mutanen nan, kuma ya san da iskancin da suke. Shi yasa lokacin da aka arrestin din Tukur Mamu ya tashi tsaye yana maganan banza da yake yana da halaka da su. In ba ku sani ba, Gumi is a terrorist. Ku sani a yau, Gumi is a terrorist. Kuma Gumi ya san da abubuwan da ke damun ku a nan Northern Nigeria. Wallahi sai kun tashi tsaye, sai kun san yadda za ku yi da shi. Wayannan irin mahaukatan mutane haka, kuna bin su wai malamai, wannan wani irin rashin hankali ne. Akwai wani bidiyo da za a yi playing a nan, maybe probably Maiyegun zai playing din shi. Video Sheikh Albani Zaria.
Alaba Musa, the video, but I have the audio, so I can play it. But continue, if people want to hear the audio.
Sheikh Albani Zaria say da ya gaya northern part of Nigeria sun fi kusanci da Niger. Babu abin da kuka hada da Igbo. Babu abin da kuka hada da Yoruba. Akwai abin da ya raba northern part of Nigeria da southern ko da eastern part, wanda shine wannan Niger River din. amma kai da Niger nan daura in kana daura ko jibiya kana bayan gidanka zaka ga kana kallon Niger wa'inda kuka fi kusanci da su kenan amma duk wanda ya fito yana ce muku Najeriya ƙasa ɗaya ne kuna buƙatar unity babu wata unity da ya wuce a ta kashe ku babu wata unity a ko ina ƙarya duka ƙarya ne babu unity ƙarya ne
unity wahala
wannan unity ƙarya ne kawai
akwai unity
nan ana son kawai a ci gaba da cutan ku ne a ci gaba da sa ku cikin matsala ne wallahi Najeriya ba za a taba zaman lafiya muddin kowa bai kama gaban shi ba yarbawa su ji Igbo su tafi Hausawa kowa northerners kowa ya kama gaban shi ana ta ce muku da over 200 million population amma population akwai country din da bata wuce 5 million ba wanda 'yan Najeriya suna country din they are making it and suna sending kuɗi back to Nigeria. They are no more than 6-5 million. Menene amfanin population din da you cannot progress? Ba ku da hankali ne, ba kwa tunani ne, ba tunani ne kwata-kwata. Ana ce muku, you are the largest economy. Economy da baya benefiting ɗinka aikin banza kenan. Aikin banza me amfani shi? Economy da yaranka kana kai haifi yaro kana tunani kana at the age of 30 years wanda aka haifa 1992 is over 30 yanzu. Is over 30 by 2023 wanda aka haifa 1993 will be 30 years. In kuma ka duba za ka ga baimakon ya zin achieve nothing a rayuwar shi. Kuma wai sai ka zauna kana hoping kana expecting wani tsinanne wani matsiyaci obi wani shege a cikin.
Listeners, they would like to know what you have shared in summary so I can possibly speak to the person as well.
Maiyegun, I'm just pissed the way people just sit down and, mostly from the northern part of Nigeria, even apart from northern part of Nigeria, the way our own people say the thing, they don't get sense. Most of them go see this video, and some of them will understand outside. They go understand this video.
They will understand what you just told them exactly.
They no go get sense to reason waiting this Gumi they talk, and these
consequences
Fulani
waiting they talk.
Yes. These Fulani people where they talk about, most of them they don't migrate come south. I won't call us but you lost your ni kinini igongoni. I be no be there the cause trouble for southern part of
Igogon, Okeogun, even in Yewa side.
So what do you guys think will change if Tinubu comes or if Atiku comes or if Obi comes? What do you guys think will change? Nothing will change. That one Nigeria, that unity they are praying is for their own good. It is not for your own good. It is for themselves. There is nothing, any unity anywhere. The best unity we can have is for everybody to go in separate way, and we can have our own peaceful unity. Let us coexist within ourselves.
We don't have any healthy competition between the nations.
Healthy competition. We don't have any relationship with people that we don't even speak the same
language with. There's something bad in that. Yes, they forced us together, right? But we have tried for 62 years to remain together. But look at us. Are you sure we can last another 62? Where we not go finish ourselves. So break it up.
You go online. You go online. You see them. Nigeria, I love Nigeria, my country. Love you there. You love Nigeria. People are dying.
Where you have injustice. Don't lie to yourselves. Don't pretend with yourselves. You're meant to be able to tell yourself the truth. They will realize that they will never be comfortable. See, Baba, if you know something, if you know truth, right? I swear, if you have been living a lie, the day you know the truth, it may be uncomfortable. Or that moment you know the truth, you will never be comfortable with lies anymore. That's why we're asking people to take a look.
And Maiyegun,
Ahmed,
check out our people from the south. Most of these people that are still loving Nigeria are still wanting Nigeria. Most of them one love Nigeria because one feel I want me one business on run. So they feel we have get business. We have get business. But business is not as important as people's life.
Shebi they are alive.
When like making blood money.
Yeah, they are alive.
When blood money
told them your land or your life, your business or your life, you go have to choose one at a time. I mean,
Maiyegun, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, Maiyegun. I was driving drove from Louisville, Kentucky. We drove to Florida with the family.
How far is that from Louisville to Florida?
It was about 14 hours drive.
Is Louisville somewhere close to Louisiana?
No, Louisville is close to Indiana.
Okay.
Louisville, Kentucky.
Louisville get inside means I'm very close. How many hours did you say it was driving?
So I drove like 14 hours. You understand? And when I started driving, it was snowing that night. It started snowing before we left. So we were just going because it was just a chilling. I mean, we were in a hurry.
Yeah, we were just making like a road trip.
Yeah,
for yourself.
Yeah, road trip. My wife.
Whenever you get there, is when you get there.
Yes, my wife wanted us to move on it. No, let's just go on the road trip because most of the time,
they stop.
Yes, money. Let's just go on a road trip. We drove and we got to on Friday. We started on Thursday. On Friday we got to Atlanta. Atlanta, Monique do lot of Friday. Kim Kijimo. Make I pray Juma prayer before we continue. Do you know that the month where I go, I meet one guy for there. We see that guy just come from Nigeria. Now from Kano income. Now from Kano income. He moved from Chicago, come Atlanta, say meeting, come check as place B. He never passed 5 months for here. Me and him begin talk. Now from Hausa, I did phone with somebody to speak Hausa. Now this guy just come.
I want and they walk to you. I know that.
Now he just speak to me. He just speak to me. Say Ella boy, Najikan Hausa. Like I heard you speaking Hausa. I say yeah. Now so me and him just begin talk. We enter, pray, finish, come outside, stand. My wife and children, all of them come out, say me they go call out you. Continue. Me and him talk. I come out, I say she they come, make she help us because it was cold. Money, if you they come, help us bring coffee. I meet one of my person for here.
That's one of my brothers. Yeah, yes.
Yes. Oh, Yoruba me, but I can't ask for allow someone money. We talked about Nigeria most often. I told him a lot of things. I say, see, there are a lot of things that you just came here about. Don't worry, you will understand more.
It's a matter of time.
More quickly, those kind of things. See, Lori pe ma jẹ́ kí wọ́n máa sọ fún ẹ pé wà Nàìjíríà kankan wà níbì kan o.
Don't start loving Nigeria from abroad, though. Patriotic like Nigerians from abroad. I love my country. One day my country is going to be great. Coming from somebody who ran away from Nigeria 28 years ago and has no plan of going back.
Make you go back. You love your country. If them born you well, go back that country. Go celebrate.
That's what I just said now, Ahmed. Somebody who has been abroad for over 20 years. I have no plan of taking himself or herself and her family or anything at all to Nigeria for the next 20 years. Is on social media telling you how much.
And you will love Nigeria. Nigeria, you love your country. Go and live in the country that you love now. I see people laugh. No, Allah now. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year in advance.
You know something, let me tell you something. We all are so busy with our lives. Yeah, Ahmed, we are all so busy with our everyday life. Some people don't know that many of us, well, some people don't actually know that I actually have other life, family life that is so hectic outside here. So you know something, you know something. Now people will begin to ask me, Maiyegun, I have not heard from Lolo. I have not heard from Lady Abby. Where is Princess? Where is Ahmed? Are they still here? And I'm like, I've not heard from them too. Majority of them are just like, okay, you know.
On the low.
So it's good to hear from you. It's good to hear.
My brother, I even want to ask you, how about Bolu now? It's been a while.
You see, you're asking me now. One day, Bolu is going to call in and say, hi, everybody. I've always been around. I've just not had the chance.
Yeah, man. Bolu, if you are watching, you need to. It's been a while, man.
It's been a while. And you cannot hear us, okay? So everybody, if you can hear me, we miss some of
and I also love that. I also love that Telegram. I love that Telegram.
Have you been there?
Yeah, I've been there, but I haven't been able to contribute because
you should contribute. Comment there. Let's know you are there. Because you know what we are doing. Yeah, you know what we are doing. We are starting with the first 20. We are looking for the first 20 committed people. Identify them. You know what I mean? Bring them together. Bring that connection and build on it for the next 2-3 months. If we succeed very well as we intend to, the next 20 will join again. We'll build a team.
Maiyegun, baby,
relatable.
Baby, I know one day will come. I know probably I'm not the only type who is of my kind, but I know probably there are other people that are just on the low. Yep. But I know when our time comes to contribute in our own field,
so you get where you are going to participate. You are going to take up a role, and you're going to see it through. You're not just going to participate and say, I'm supporting the... No, you're going to take up a role.
No.
You're going to show commitment.
Definitely.
We're going to track your progress. All of us are going to see our progresses. Yes, that's the plan.
Definitely.
So thanks so much for taking
because I cannot do more than that. Just you just your own field. You just contribute from your own field. That's just only.
And it's not always about money. Have you not noticed?
Yeah, it's not always about money.
A lot of people are picking positions and they are expanding the ideology around them. People are actually going on to WordPress, developing documents, their own ideas of what we are trying to do, and they are posting them back and say, "Check this out. Please check this out." So it means that a lot of people are interested. We need to get them all
just watch, make sure,
we need to get ourselves.
When the time comes.
God bless you, Ahmed. It's lovely hearing from you. I have another caller on the line. I'm so sorry it took me so long. I had to give Ahmed that courtesy. He's been on the line for more than 7 minutes while I was doing all of that. Okay, so thank you. Hello there.
Hello, good evening, Maiyegun.
Hello, good evening, Baba. Is that Idris, Abi?
Exactly. Exactly.
You are surprised that I got to know you. It's not hard. You know, I'm somebody that if I picture your profile picture on the WhatsApp, right? I kind of memorize it. So because I've interacted with your profile for a while, it's easier for me to memorize, but people kind of disappoint me sometimes. They change the profile pictures on their WhatsApp. So yours hasn't changed. So that's I discovered that it was you.
That's my baby. That's my baby on the picture. So
she's amazing. She's beautiful. And lucky you. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you very much. Firstly, I would like to appreciate
Barika de Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Barika de Christmas, let me.
Barika is Barika, and it's Salafia. Barika de Christmas.
The meaning of Barika is exactly. So, Alakokosa, I would like to appreciate you, and I would like to appreciate Madam Prayer Docent. Thank you very much.
She's our big mommy here, and I can tell you, she's such an amazing person. Amazing person that I am.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, ma. Thank you very much, ma. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, ma.
Bless you.
So back to the topic here.
Yes, bro.
I don't know. This afternoon, I was engaging with someone about Muslim.
Right.
So and he also told me or Christmas Muslim. So any interest na sọ fún mi pé it is kò tọ́ súnà láti máa jẹ oúnjẹ Christian. It is pé is around. Bí mo dẹ̀ ṣe wà yìí, mo máa ń try àti máa pé tíyàn tó bá ń sọ pé Christian pé nǹkan báyìí náà ṣe, mo máa ń try àti fight fún, I don't know, mo máa ń fight fún pé àwọn Christian.
At that point, it doesn't matter, but you're Christian or Muslim, you always want to speak up. And if somebody is doing wrong, it doesn't matter if they're Muslim, then you still want to talk. So I like that.
Exactly, because in my belief, there's what we call the pillars of Islam, which is 5. There is another thing we call the article of faith.
Right.
And article of faith me as a Muslim, Timari Muslim tó sọ̀rọ̀ antagonistic nípa Christianity, ma ko be lọ pé show believe in Jesus Christ. Tó bá sọ pé òun believe in Jesus Christ, definitely Muslimi kò tiẹ̀ jìnnà rárá, because in my doctrine,
I agree with you. See, because some me know Abdul Rashid let me know, right? I'm Abdul Rashid who just never follow up. Sure, you get now. So they believe that if you are a Muslim, you have to believe in oneness of Allah. You have to believe in the that same Allah sent his prophet. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Those are ascribed inside the
so if you don't believe in the prophet that Allah sent them, then you are not a Muslim. And that's actually really very much in the hadith. I believe that too. Go on.
So, show believe in Jesus Christ. Believe because you have to believe in Jesus Christ. You have to believe in the Sabura. You have to believe in Injila. You have to be in Taurata. These are the our prophecy before Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And now I have to marry Bible, to marry Bible anyhow. Mommy should Bible is a sacred something. I told you that. So now coming back to
you remember that you said something yesterday when we were talking. You said, you are very religious. Religious.
I am religious.
You are somebody like that. So somebody like you is not a fanatic. I want to hear more. Go on, Idris.
So even see Christian Thomas Christian like that. I fight so this afternoon when any else of me kò tọ́ súnà láti máa jẹ oúnjẹ so wọ́n sọ pé no okay kò tọ́ súnà àbí okay what if pé o ti jẹun látàárọ̀ sí wọ́n wá sọ pé gba oúnjẹ but wọ́n sọ pé àkú ọdún gba oúnjẹ kò jẹ
kàfèrí ló gbóúnjẹ yẹn fún ẹ because if you are not a Muslim you are a kàfèrí náà so kàfèrí ló gbóúnjẹ yẹn fún ẹ what would you do? I like that.
ó wá gbóúnjẹ fún ẹ ó wá jẹ tó bá wá kú jọ ṣé inú náà lò wá lọ àbí inú àlùjẹ́ náà I don't know why mi ò mọ̀ bí wọ́n ṣe fi religion mo ṣe gbé religion mo ṣe gbé upside down now mo tún I give another instance.
Give me another example, right? Let me say something to you. There are many people over time who have misled us for years based on the doctrine they wanted to push. But once they say this is something from the Quran or Hadith, we have no confidence to question them because questioning them itself in Hadith is like haram. You don't question them. And because they say we shouldn't, they misled you when you go. I'm happy that somebody like yourself could see through the lies. Go on.
So, Montras, but okay, this religion. To weaponize your follower because now example in Africa in Nigeria thing to smoke is haram abi
yes
to smoke is haram but in other countries which I have watched a lot of Arabian movie Egypt one back they are smoking now tell me if you don't tell me if you don't want in the Quran. Now, so fún mi níbi tó wà ní Quran ti pé ọmọ ayé pé ẹni tó bá fa sìgá ní pé ó máa wọná because ní àwọn Arabian country ìdí tó fi ń fa sìgá is because of their weather and ọlá pé weather ti wà yìí ó wà politics wà tó yẹ ní àfihàn máa fa sìgá now tell me ibi tó wà ní Quran ni pé kí o máa fa sìgá ní pé ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ni so ẹ má dé kí religion yìí this religion is just a way of life. Muslim, Christian, Jew, àwọn Hindu,
anybody kò gbó sí ẹ lórí nítorí religion fault ẹ ni o.
No, èmi ti kọjá gbogbo yẹn. Mo ti kọjá gbogbo yẹn. I have passed through that. Ṣé bóun làwọn northern àwọn northern ṣé bóun no fi weaponize ọpọlọ wa. Tí tó bá wà enlightened, gbogbo àwọn ẹgbẹ́ bímọ jọ alimajiri oníṣì gbogbo yẹn.
Kó má tó yìí.
Now. What nǹkan táwọn adarí wọn bá ti sọ ní congregation báyìí that is what they will just follow. As in àwọn bọ́mọ̀ rò pé ṣé èèyàn láwọn ọ̀nà pípé ìṣá if our stations are working if our stations are working.
Journey to that as well as Yorubas, yeah, we love to question everything around us. Sometimes we are told not to, but we do question everything around us. Now we are on our way to that place. We are about to be like that. So don't misunderstand the whole thing, no, Baba. If nothing is done to stop the madness, right, we are not far away from it. Yorubas are also going to be Almajiri. We are now having Yoruba Almajiris now. People who are now giving birth to children they can no longer care for, and they don't even care if they live or die. They are out there. back in the days when they say out of school children, the first place that will come to your mind is Northern Nigeria. Abi, now we have out of school children. Do you know that in Lagos State alone, Lagos, Nigeria? Now you may have all kind of reasons for this. So people may say, "Hey, boy, all those people will come to Lagos, all those children, they are not from Lagos." But do you know that Lagos statistically have more than 2 million out of school children? 2 million children that are supposed to be in school.
Do counter it now.
Salo counter.
They are rise and call. Woman counter it now. But they won't be
no, because you can't be giving them facts. They will make you enemy. They don't see you as critical. Why are you saying
you normally give them the facts.
It's certain, Baba.
So that is it.
Another call.
So that is it, sir. And secondly, sir, about the Nnamdi Kanu, please, let them release this person. Please, let them release him. He has done nothing wrong.
Have no choice.
He has done nothing wrong. Please, let them release him.
To him. Or for
I just pray that nothing happens to him because we are all sitting in Nigeria. We are all sitting on gunpowder. We are all sitting on gunpowder. Jotolo, can't release here. Can't release unconditionally.
It is well.
Jotolo.
Thank you so
another
much.
One, so please. All right, sir. Thank you. Okay.
But yes,
right.
When you have another chance, you can add that too. Okay, let me take one more. My time is so long or fast spent, and then it's becoming very late. Hello there.
Hello, my good general.
Oh, Prince Judgeman. Merry Christmas. How are you?
Mama, same to you. My two hands there for up, yeah.
Mine is also here.
My family.
Yeah. How are you?
My family, they greet you.
See, tell
Merry Christmas.
Tell the madam to look at the screen if she's sitting next to you. That I'm actually sending this my own, blowing out a kiss from here. I wish I could,
Thank you.
Give her a hug and say,
thank you.
Well done, at least.
Thank you so
Merry
much.
Christmas to everybody, and it's good hearing from you, Prince Judgeman. Please.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. At the same time, I'm saying Merry Christmas to every member of the Temple of Truth.
And we are saying it back as well.
And Oduduwa Nation and Biafra Nation, and saying Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you very
much. And
I'm
also saying Merry Christmas, especially to Sunday Igboho, wherever he is. I want him to be strong. And I'm saying a big Merry Christmas to Nnamdi Kanu, where he is. I want him to know that not only Biafrans are behind him now, the whole world is behind him.
The whole world is paying
attention. The whole world are with him. And I also want to say Merry Christmas to our leaders and IPOB, the DOS, the engine room, the directors of state. I want them to know that we are solidly behind them.
Brilliant.
And I'm saying Merry Christmas to all IPOB members worldwide. I want them to know that if a table is standing without legs, it's a plank. So we must listen to our leader, just as Nnamdi Kanu said, go and listen to Maiyegun General. But take directive from DOS. That's what Nnamdi Kanu said. So anybody that is against that instruction is against Nnamdi Kanu in totality.
Do you know something?
Does not matter the kind.
Do you know something, right? Let me say this. I may never have a chance of saying this now that my mind just went there, right? Do you know that some people kind of feel somehow unsettled that you are so close to me? A relationship that I've started for a few years back now, right? And because of that, and your position, somehow they feel like when I speak out on things happening and then asking for harmony, peace, understanding among people, they feel like somehow you is one of those influencing that. So could being sincere, right, be very, very calamitous to those who want to be. Because you are one of the people I have seen so much sincerity in them when it comes to the Biafran struggle. And you are doing all of this selflessly. Then because you believe personally that you are standing on the right path as the struggle turned out to what it is today. But here you are. Prince.
Sure. Yeah, thank you so much for that. You know, surely people will insinuate, okay?
Because everything you have been so about since I know you is all about this Biafra. It's not just talk. You have invested almost everything I've known about you for the past 2-3 years that I've known you physically, that we've met.
Sure.
And you are convinced
that,
Maiyegun
General. Maiyegun General, you see, Nnamdi Kanu said, consistency is the key. Consistency.
And that's true.
I followed him religiously, you know, because he's a man that is so unique. He's so truthful. Whatever he says today, tomorrow, you'll be check it out. You see that thing is still the way he told you that it is. Okay? He is the man that came and made our people to understand that no matter how you are, if you're a billionaire in Nigeria, you're a slave. He's the man that opened our eyes to understand that Nigeria will continue to kill and drink our blood. You know, so the program of today explains a lot of things. You know, that Nigeria unity is just a mirage. We're just wasting our time and continue to waste our time and continue to waste the time and lives of our children as long as we continue to keep Nigeria. Have you had one Togo, one Ghana, or one Benin Republic? But since independence, they've been shouting one Nigeria. One Nigeria. What is the meaning of that? Because there is no justice and there can never be unity.
And you can't continue injustice like the one we are witnessing right now, and then on the other hand begin to preach peace. It doesn't work that way.
And can you imagine they are killing our people, my people in Enugu State right now, you know, being supported by Nigerian army.
You don't want them to stand up and fight back and defend themselves. Rather, you bring your soldiers in and you start burning their properties, start killing them, and all of that. Then you turn around and say the unity of Nigeria is not negotiable. Nigeria is not united. Stop calling it a unity. It's a concentration camp, a contraption. And if you really want to define that, it simply means that once everybody is ready to discuss it, then everybody will go back to the status quo, something they signed up for. To start with, we have to go back to what we signed up for when we choose to be part of Nigeria. And if they won't take us to that, let everybody stop pretending about unity. You can't lock people up for doing nothing. You can't frame people up on different charges.
Honestly.
And then you are preaching peace, unity, progress. These are not just words. These are...
Maiyegun, they are deceiving themselves, Maiyegun General. Article slogan is Mr. Unifier, Mr. Unifier. Who is he unifying? They under his watch, Deborah, a schoolgirl, was accused, beaten to death, burned. You wake up, you want to talk, you talk from two mouths, begin to withdraw your statement, and you say you want to unify Nigeria. You are Mr. Unifier. You know, they set you as a trap behind standing on your own ground, on your own two legs. They set another planet beast back
exactly. The one that called.
They set another one as back.
Massacre clashes. See, Prince. Let me call it tonight. My time is so fast spent, like I said before.
God bless you, my brother. God bless you.
Thank you very much. Okay?
Good night, sir.
And you too. So good. Have a good one. So everyone, I have exhausted all my time. I wish we have more to spend together. But you know, the whole household is not really even like feeling great. The weather, I don't know. But thank you so much for spending your own evening or afternoon or even your money with me this evening, we are all sort of should be aware enough that, without, with us being so divided, or as they say, without us coming together united on one purpose, then it will continue to suffer casualties, losses in the hand of the system that understands the threats that we pose if a lot of people decided and agreed that Nigeria is done for and it has to end. So in the Yoruba Union that I am part of our technique is to use what is called divide and conquer. Now, people who wants to conquer or fight, yes, they must be united. And in one unity and accord, an understanding, they can then divide to conquer. So where we are going is to give everybody a role. Share the role, let everybody play their own parts. And when you play your own part fully, as it is well defined and sort of directed, you're going to be part of it. Now, if you have that divide and conquer technique, the people who have been hunting us, as they say, the hunters are likely going to become the hunted. Or if you don't have the preparation, right? Please don't stage the aggression. You might have to retreat back to the drawing board. So it's good before you leave. They say you don't what do you call it? You don't leave before I don't know. Anyway, what I mean there is that you should not put the horse or should not put the cat before the horse. Sure you get. So thank you very much for spending your evening with me. And like I said, if you are just joining us, you can actually watch this from the start again, or skip and watch the interesting part you think is interesting to your addresses, your own bias or whatever you are expecting to. But above all, don't think they don't know. They do. Nobody's giving up on Nnamdi Kanu. No one would ever give up on him. He's like a nation himself. It's not like he is a nation. You have seen it, he's a legion. They call them legion, right? And if Nigeria have anything to save themselves, if Buhari, Malamu, and gang have anything to do right now, with the little time left before Nigeria implodes, let him go. Let him go and take care of himself. Access the best medical treatment that can still keep him alive. But if you don't, and something happened to him, I don't know what will happen. If that should be the breaking news. But you do know that the health concern for Nnamdi Kanu is not a fluke. It's not fake story. It is real. And for keeping him or denying him, keeping him in their detention, denying him access to medical treatment and all of that, which is deliberate. The question is, to what end? To achieve what? Do they want him to die and call it natural death? Do they think it's actually going to just... Time will tell us, they say. So enjoy your evening. And remember, as you are celebrating with your family today, yeah, Nigeria is holding an innocent man. Even the one that their court says must be released and leave, should let go unconditionally. They are holding an innocent man. They are killing innocent people from the region he's been speaking out for and fighting for. All these are happening. So don't pretend when the implosion finally happened, like you are so surprised. I'll see you some other time. Good night.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. MaiyegunDiary Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. MaiyegunDiary Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. MaiyegunDiary Maiyegun number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. MaiyegunDiary Maiyegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. MaiyegunDiary Maiyegun number one. àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary.